And my mic is muted. Now it's not muted. There we go. And we have Zero Cool in the house. What's up, buddy? It's that time. That's right. Yeah, we just did a live stream last night. Here we are, back live again.
What up, Rick?
Audio check, picture check. Everything's working this time. How you doing, Zero Cool?
Oh, doing good, doing good.
Are you excited for 5G Advanced? Yeah, hearing you're good.
All right, I had to make a quick run to Target. I'm like, oh man, I got to get this done.
I was waiting for SMT to come, but I guess he forgot or he got busy or something. But he was supposed to be here tonight. But that's okay. He'll probably pop in later. Carlos said he's going to pop in later.
Oh, nice.
Yep. But it's Tuesday, March 5th. And we're going to do this 5G Advanced. That's what everybody's been asking for and wanting. And it's pretty amazing. So it's going to be very, very cool. Very cool indeed. So let's see who we got joining us for the party tonight. We got MS. Good evening. He's been around for a long time. Jason's been around for a long time. I got a lot of diehard fans. It's just always just tuning in to the show. We got 14 in the live so far. Hit the like button if I've heard it from informed sources that Ricky will state calling N77 C-band if he gets 10,000 likes tonight. Oh, that's funny, but not gonna happen. No, never gonna happen.
He loves that word C-band.
I think you'd rather drink bleach than call it C-band.
Repeat in the chat.
Got that?
Right.
Got that right. Hello, Corey. Welcome to the show. Let's see. Yeah, I sent the live stream party next week for Wednesday for my 4-year anniversary. I actually sent that link out. So this is the actual right link here now. So we'll see if everybody else comes there. I even sent Stetson a link too. See if he'll pop in maybe. So we'll see what happens. 8:10, yeah. Where's Alex? I don't know. I sent him the link. We'll see if he pops in. Hello, Rob. How you doing? Brandon and Sneed Mobile. I watch Alex all along with the new. Yes. Oh, you're new to my channel. Okay, well, glad you're popping in here. Good to see you. We do a lot of tech live streams and drone videos and all kinds of happy, fun stuff. So, been doing it for 4 years, but been kind of busy since I moved to Vegas. So, but now I'm going to try to get in as many live streams I can a week for you guys and just get you guys some good content. A lot of good stuff happening out there in the wireless world out there. Hello there, Joe. South Joe. Coyote Gary. Wow, we got a lot of new people I've never seen before. My Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra does not have N77. There is no C-band in the United States, but it has S-band. No cell phones use C-band. That's right. That's right. We know. Yo. Steve fell asleep again? Good evening, Jackson. Hello. I'm new to the channel. I found out about your channel from Sneeze Live the other day. Oh, okay. Awesome. Yep. And when we do I have the link in there in the live stream for next Wednesday for the 4-year anniversary party. I put the link in there for the first time I ever went live on Sneed's channel. So between now and next week when we go live again, you can check that out and you can see that. That was like 4 years ago. It was pretty cool. It was my first time on a live stream with anything to do with tech and stuff. So it's pretty cool. Hello, Mike. Good to see you. So let's do. I know what we need to do. We need to get a poll up. You know, I haven't done a poll since. Let me pull this up. Yeah. Let me see. Let me go in here. Let me add a poll question. Start a poll. Okay. All right. Here we go. I'm just curious to see what you guys are thinking. Do you think 5G advanced will make cell phones great again? Yes or no? That's a good poll question right there. So see what you guys think. All right, so we got regular 5G thrown at us, which really hasn't been deployed very, very good, all right? But we'll see what happens. But 5G Advanced is going to be the next thing, but we're going to have to wait and see if the carriers do it. Well, first off, the FCC has to give us frequencies. If they don't give us frequencies, they can't launch nothing. But number two, then the carriers have to have the money to deploy the new technology. If they don't have the money to deploy it, they're not going to deploy it. Number three, will the consumers pay for it? Are they willing to pay more money to get more speed, more reliability, more of everything? That's the whole question. What do you think, Zirkle? Do you think the consumers are willing to pay more for better 5G?
I mean, I don't think it's going to be necessarily a question of more money. I think it's going to be what you kind of made mention the first couple of points is the FCC needs to auction off more spectrum for this to work. So we're talking like, at least 12 gigahertz on up, right? And then the carriers need to go with the vendors, Ericsson and Nokia, and get it
Mm-hmm.
working. So, it's like a domino effect. Like the first thing can't happen, or yeah, like the second thing can't happen on the first thing, right? So the FCC needs to, they need to
Yeah,
get off their behind and get the spectrum auction,
absolutely.
because this 5G advanced. One of the main selling points is, in my opinion at least, is very high power, meaning reach, and very high capacity, meaning
Right.
users, when it comes to when I would say upper mid-band frequencies and above.
Correct. Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
pretty cool. We're going to talk about all that.
that's what puts a smile on my face. So
Yeah, absolutely. And then the other thing is, if the FCC drops the ball, at least 5G Advanced gives us a second option to do stuff with the existing license that we already have out there. So the millimeter wave. So that's what's nice about this tech. 5G Advanced can be deployed with millimeter wave nationwide on every macro site. So that's the nice thing. But it would be nice if the FCC could give us some 12 or 13 gigahertz, like 1,000 megahertz chunk, so each carrier can get a couple hundred megahertz of it. And if we can finish getting 3.1 gigahertz too, if we can get that, because that'll be a little extra channels there too. So as the carrier aggregation gets better, so then you can start putting 3 different bands together in standalone. Then we won't need LTE no more. So as we see, when I'll show you here in this presentation, it's release 19 is amazing, and it's also the first step going towards 5G or 6G, because release 20 is basically LTE or 5G Advanced Pro. Basically, it's going to be some more enhancements of 5G Advanced, and then when you hit release 21, now you're full blown going in the first stage of 6G. So we're still, at least 10 years away before we're going to see 6G equipment or technologies deployed, but at least they're still working on the tech and stuff. And Noisy Ando says, I saw that Verizon's going to deploy additional 200 small cells in San Diego, millimeter wave and N77 most likely. So, yeah, there's no such thing as C-band in the United States. There's C-band in other countries, 4 gigahertz and higher, but everything in the US is 4 gigahertz and lower. So N77 is the 3 gigahertz band. And then we got turn on notifications for your streams. Yes, $100 million investment for saying that's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see them do that. It's going to be amazing. They're doing a lot of expansions here. Actually, Verizon's getting ready to deploy a lot of millimeter wave in Henderson down in this way. So, and they're expanding the airport more. So it's going, I think every city in the United States is getting more millimeter wave everywhere. AT&T has been very slow in my market for N77. A lot of permits have expired with no work being done. Oh, that's scary. That's scary right there. Yep, running out of time. AT&T had another massive outage in Louisiana today. They keep on screwing up. Oops. Oopsie does. I didn't hear about that. What would 5G Advanced bring to the table for AT&T? Yeah, we're going to talk about that for sure. N4UPD. Is that a amateur radio call sign I see there? Every technology will be faster temporarily until everyone gets on it. Then, as you can see, every technology so far slowed down once everybody got on board. Yeah. Well, data use is going up so crazy and so fast. So by the time they deploy the technology, it's already getting congested. Like right now, here at my house, I can get 1.3 gigs down right now on N77 on Verizon. But guess what happens at 4 p.m. or all day long, basically? It drops down to 500. So N77 is getting congested. That's why they're going to be deploying millimeter wave to kind of offload the traffic and everything. So it's going to help for the fixed wireless too, because I'm sure there's a lot of people here using Verizon home internet. And so you get all these households using that. than the people using their phones, and it's going to get congested. So at least Verizon has a plan to do it. Thanks, Baby Yoda. Thanks for being the support for the channel there. Would AT&T do GigaMIMO on every site, do you think? I don't know, but it's very well possible. Well, I can promise you this. If AT&T and the rest of the carriers does not embrace this technology, then it's just a matter of time that it's going to turn into just like what we had. You know, Verizon's band 13 only and all these people trying to use it and poor performance. So the carriers, if they don't do something about it, everything's going to be congested. You know, even the new stuff that's just come out is going to get congested. So it's kind of crazy. Yeah, Baby Yoda. Thank you so much, everybody. All right. So we don't have anybody else. Let's see. There's okay. All right. So let's talk about this 5G Advanced and show you guys what's coming on here. So here we go. What's next in 5G Advanced? 3GPP Release 19 is bringing new 5G system capabilities and setting the new direction for 6G. So 6G can't happen until this happens. So the longer the FCC waits to do their part, the longer it takes for the vendors to make the equipment for this to start, then it's going to take longer for the 6G to happen. So because 6G cannot happen until 5G Advanced happens, because it's a progressive thing. It's a stepping stone to getting there. So if this doesn't happen, 6G is not going to happen either. So, all right. So here we go. So let's first go over what everything's been going on for ever since this thing happened here. So first off, you know, here we're talking about 5G. Well, what about first G and second G, third G, 4G, and everything previous? So let's just kind of go from the beginning and see where we are today. So if you look here, you see in the 1980s, we got 1G. We got mobile voice communication, which was analog voice. It was called AMPS, NMT, and TACS. Then in the 1990s, we got 2G. Some of you probably actually remember 2G, but I actually remember 1G. I remember, I'm old. I'm 55 years old. I'm old. I actually remember in the high school days in the 1980s, I remember when analog first came out. And then, of course, analog got really good when in the 1990s. And then I actually saw 2G happen. So I was with the Bell South Mobility when they had analog, and then they switched over to TDMA digital for cell phones. And it was a dumpster fire. It was horrible because what they realized is you have to double the amount of cell phone sites, because when you go from analog to digital, it's either analog, you have static, but you can hear them. But with digital, when you got static and interference in there, then you're not going to have, oh, my mouse ain't let me over there. I see you popped out and popped back in. Ah, why won't my mouse go down there? My mouse won't go down. Oh, there we go. I got you back, and my mouse wouldn't go over there.
All right, cool.
But then
I'm good.
But the analog, so if you have broken parts of analog, when you do the same thing with digital, then it's like it's night, day, out, to day. You know, you get all the skipping and stuff. So digital is all or nothing. With analog, you can have broken parts and static in mixed in with there, but you can still hear them a little bit. So it was quite the difference going from like analog to digital. It was crazy. And then in 2000, we have 3G. So we had the CDMA 2000 and all that kind of stuff. Then in 2010, we had LTE come out, and mobile broadband and emerging expansion. Got LTE was first out, then LTE advanced, and then gigabit LTE, which I don't know if I've actually seen any gigabit LTE. It's kind of hard to do that when you only have 20 megahertz channels. Now, one thing that you can have is more channels, but it has to be already existing. So some other countries over there actually had wider channels than 20 megahertz. So they was able to do it. And then, of course, if you have 5 carrier aggregation on LTE. You get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So you could probably get 100 megahertz of LTE is what you can max out at. You can't go any faster than that. But now in the 2000s, we got 5G. So finally, we got 100 megahertz channels. And of course, that only works if you're using it on real 5G. And I know people have heard me say it before, talking about real 5G and fake 5G. Well, yeah, if you take LTE 20 megahertz channel with no massive MIMO and you update the software so that you broadcast that 5G icon, you may get like a 15 to 20% gain in range and speed, but that's about it. You're very limited because you have to have the wider channel, you have to have massive, multiple user, massive MIMO. And those are the things you got to have in order to get real 5G. And then look what happens. In 41, finally we get 100 megahertz channels. And then N77 comes out on 3.7 gigahertz. Now we got 100 megahertz channels. So now we can finally get there. But there's a whole bunch more stuff that needs to happen to get us even higher in speeds and in higher capacity. So it's coming. And then look what's coming up. 2030s is 6G. The next innovation platform, wireless, next gen wireless, AI native, new spectrum, RF sensing, and many more.
Ugh.
And AI and ML is Zircool's most favorite term.
It's the worst. Don't listen to him. It's the worst. It's gonna ruin your life.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so next slide. So here we go. Where are we in the cellular innovation cycle? Well, here we go. Where you see the cycle right there. So we had 5G come out, and then you got the commercialization, you got the trials, and then we got 5G advanced over here, and then we got proof of concept, and then invention. So that's what's got to happen to make things happen. All right, so here's what's happened with 5G. So back in 2018, release 15 was out. And then 2019, release 16. And then 2020, release 17 was started. And it was actually deployed in 2022. So that's the first phase. That's pretty much all fake 5G. Although there was some real 5G stuff in there. So release 17 actually had some of the things needed for real 5G, like like massive MIMO and all kinds of stuff like that. So here we are now with release 18, just officially got done. So release 18 is the first stage of 5G advanced. And as you see the timeline on this, it finished up June. Actually, it was like October, November, December. It was the fall of 2023. So this is where we are right now. So 18 just got done. And remember, I did a live stream a year ago on release 18, telling everybody what was coming. So I've been telling everybody what 5G Advanced has been coming for the past year. And then now, look, release 19 is being developed right now, and it should be done by the middle of 2025, next year. Once that is complete, then you're going to see in 2026, 5G advanced stuff is going to be deployed, and then release 20 comes out. It's going to be refined. It's probably going to be 5G advanced Pro because it's going to be, revised and made even better. And then if you look up, it's going to blend over. So a lot of the stuff that's in release 20 is going to blend right over and start the foundations for 6G. And then release 21 will be started talking about in 2027. And the first standard for release 21 for 6G should be out sometime in 2030. So as you see, we got a little bit of time, but we got to get 5G advanced done first. So what do you think about this progression here? You've actually got to see all this, right? As an engineer, Zircool, have you seen release 15 stuff
have.
and all the way to the progression? What do you think about what's happened?
Well,
What's went right and what went wrong?
Well, I mean, when I first looked at this, my engineering brain got scared. That's the honest truth, because you're not just
You literally have two things to worry. Well, in my mind, it was two things to worry about. You have to learn how to kind of redo the RF because you're so used to doing like low band and mid band, right? To more of a
Right.
higher frequencies, right?
Yep.
So it's like you're working with a lot shorter range.
Yep.
The RF configurations, the dynamics are totally different.
Yes.
And then um, the second part of my worry was um, I'm not just the AI piece, but like um, how do you as you talked about earlier, the data growth, right? How do you
Right.
max out the capacity as much as possible with these configurations, because that's the next thing you really got to worry about, because you're not worried about coverage anymore. You're really worried about, okay, how can I get as much data to a UE, meaning a customer's phone, um, as possible for them to
Mm-hmm.
have an enjoyable experience. Um, so that was my second worry on it. So that's pretty much what I
Mm-hmm.
thought about, because if you look at each 3GPP standard, right, it requires more and more. Needs to do this. Needs to
Yes.
do that. Needs to obtain this or
Getting
accomplish
very
this. So
complicated, ain't it?
it is, yeah, because as each release goes by, you have to support those standards, right? So that was my
Right.
second worry. So
Absolutely. Well, we got a super chat. Look at that. Jason, $5 super chat. Yeah, I turned it on, even though YouTube like takes half of it. But I figured I might not put it on there. You know, some people like to do it that way. But we do have buy me a coffee, and it's not scrolling on the bottom on the banner here. Okay, there we go. There. Yeah, I do have that. You can do memberships there. You can actually send donations there as well. So just giving that as an extra option. But thank you, Jason, for hanging in us for many years. And my 4-year anniversary is coming next week. So very happy to do that next live stream party next week for Wednesday, celebrating 4 years on YouTube. Been pretty good. And it says, oh, the good old 3G CDMA. Yeah, back in the day, having 3-watt analog bag phones rocked. Yeah, I remember those too. Korea had gigabit LTE. Yes, they did. All right, so let's go to the next slide. Okay, well, this is all the goodies right here. Watch this. So basically, start over here. We got release 15. This is the first phase here. So you get your 5G core, which you got to have the core because it's all done by computing. So it has to go through the computer systems and cloud. It has to be managed. Everything's got to be routed the same way and everything. And then you get sub 6 gigahertz with massive MIMO. So that's when the standard come out. But we didn't even see that standard come out until many years later, actually. So that's the trouble with some of the stuff that comes out. You don't see it actually mature and actually get put on the towers sometimes 4 or 5 years later. So that's crazy. So we may have to wait 4 or 5 years to see advanced 5G tech go on the tower. I'm hoping not, because the way it is now is it's just the return on investment's not that good. But with the 5G advanced, the return on investment is huge because you're saving a lot of money and you're quadrupling your bandwidth and your output and your range and everything. So as you will see here. And then we got advanced channel coding. That's like your QAM. So, well, talk to us about QAM first here. What is QAM? It's QAM. Can you explain to everybody? Because this term is going to be talked about a lot with 5G and 5G advanced and 6G and all that. So give us a little education there, Zero Crow, on what is QAM and how does that even matter with 5G?
QAM is qualitative amplitude modulation. It's pretty much the I like to think of it as like the data bit rate to your phone. How fast does that data modulate to your phone? How fast can your phone like transcode all that data being delivered, right? So
So it's kind of like encoding and decoding digital data, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
So with the
How do you
QAM
define
being
it?
higher, what difference does it make? What does that do for
Well, I mean,
your performance when you're
the more QAM you have, the better data you can, the more data you can modulate. So that's pretty much what
there
that
you
means.
go. Okay.
You having
So that's
bigger data pipes, pretty much.
so basically more QAM is like having more chicken on your buffet.
Yeah.
That's what we want. We want more chicken. We want more beef. We want a smorgasbord. We want more. We don't want 100 megabits down. We want a gigabit down on our phones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yep. So then we got scalable OFDM based air interface. And then we got mobile millimeter wave. Remember when they talked about that in the standard? And everybody's saying, well, I don't know. I don't see how that's even going to happen. But it happened finally. And Verizon made it happen. So pretty amazing. And then you got LTE integration. So, of course, you have to blend in the old tech with the new tech. And so that LTE integration was non-standalone. So that's when you take your 90% of your LTE and you mix it with 10% of your fake 5G, like T-Mobile did. It was only like 5 or 10 megahertz of low band, which is not even able to be on actual real 5G. But hey, they wanted to get the phones out. They wanted to get the technology out. They wanted to say we got 5G first and all that kind of stuff. So these early standards made it possible for people to put out 5G even though it was fake. But now we're transitioning to where it's getting more realistic, and you're finally getting the benefits that all these releases says it's supposed to happen. Then we get release 16. You get 5G broadcast. You got mission critical services for like plants and stuff, automation, positioning. You get the evolution of improved power, mobility, and then you get 5G NR for car to car for vehicles to communicate with each other. You got better coverage with IAB, although IAB really never even happened. They made the standard, but at least it was there to use. I'm sure somebody had to have used it over the last few years. And then your uplink, massive MIMO uplink, which that's getting better on the newer modems and phones. And then you got 5G NR in unlicensed spectrum. So we've seen that. We've seen band 48. Well, we haven't seen it really. We haven't seen any N48 because remember, you put the N in front of the band number. That makes it new radio. So that's what the N stands for. So when we say N77, that's new radio 5G 77. So when you say just regular band like 2, that is just LTE regular band 2. So, and the difference between LTE and then the 5G is the size of the channels and then the massive MIMO. That's what the distinguished part. When they say new radio, it's new hardware. So that's what gives us all that new stuff. So when you take LTE 20 megahertz channel with 2x2 MIMO, you put a 5G icon on it and you put it out there. Yeah, sure. It's 5G, but it's itty bitty 5G. It's only a very low increase in any speed range or anything like that. So, and then we got, IAB says it again here. Private networks. And then release 17, which was before this was the last release of the first. So 15, 16, 17 was regular 5G. So this is the last one. So look at all this new stuff here. You got enhanced, download and upload, massive MIMO. So you got multiple antennas receiving, multiple antennas transmitting, and that's what gets your efficiency up. So this is what N77 and N41 is actually based on now. So you got bigger channels, you got the MIMO, and now we can start having some real 5G. But there's limitations still. So, but it's going to get better over time. And we have NR, which is NR Lite, which is reduced capability. It's basically just a watered down version of 5G. It's still 5G, but it's just not the full powerful part of 5G. It's made for like Internet of Things, like small devices, like watches, and little sensors that sense the water level in rivers and all kinds of stuff like that. And more capable, flexible IAB, which still never really came out. Unlicensed spectrum, we got 6 gigahertz came out. Now we got N96, N102, N104. So we got those we can use. Band 48, I don't think will ever be N48. So I think the 6 gigahertz will actually do better because it's going to be much better than the limitations it's on 46, which is 5.2 gigahertz. So it's basically below the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi band. And then new spectrum above 52.6 gigahertz. So there's the standard in there to start that. Of course, we never really got any auctions for that yet, so we're still waiting. Centimeter accuracy with Internet of Things with millimeter wave. Expanded side link for vehicle-to-vehicle reliability. So this automation for like autonomous cars and stuff. So self-driving cars. It has to have real-time data. It has to transmit. And then you got enhancements to the industrial IoT. And here's the thing, non-terrestrial network. This is satellites talking to cell phones on 5G. And now we're finally starting to see that happen. So that technology is coming out. And then we got a release 15 deployment. We got EMBB enhancements. And then we got release 18 coming out, which is a 5G advanced. That is what is out now. So you see this little circle right here. This is where we are today right here. So release 18 for 5G advanced has come out. And then now we're working on the second version. So what is available for everybody to deploy now is further EMBB enhancements, full duplex, massive MIMO, which we're going to talk about here a little bit later. This is going to be the key to 5G advanced. Extended reality. We already seen Apple come out with that extended reality. Of course, it's not going to work very good because we don't have real 5G out there to get, because you got to remember that reality stuff has to have low latency and really, really fast data streams. Smart repeaters for coverage. So we actually see that starting to come out. And NR vehicle-to-vehicle enhancements is coming out. Non-terrestrial networks, that's the satellites again, satellite to phone. We got AST, we got Starlink, we got Skylar, which we talked about last night. So all these companies are finally going to start making it able for the satellites to communicate to your phones. So you can go out to the ground, fall down, get bit by a rattlesnake, get your phone out, and you can send a text message. Help, help. So you can do that now. What do you think about that? Zero cool? That you can actually get help, or you can even scream to the skunk apes to help you.
Yeah, I love it. I think this is a long time coming. You have the
Hi, Latrell.
the X80 modem. X80 modem is supporting it, right?
Right.
So I think next year we're definitely going to get some fruits out of this. Meaning, it's going to be a huge possibility, and it's. Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I almost want to get another phone, but I don't know.
I don't know. I think you should get this phone. I think you should get this phone right here.
It's very well. I need the one with the X80 modem in it. It's very, very, very tempting.
All right. Well, that's next year.
Right.
Yeah, we gotta wait till next year for X80.
It's very, very.
But still,
tempting.
this X75 is amazing. So
the X80 is going to be better for sure.
Latrell says your mic got so much low end. That's what I'm looking for with my voice. Yeah, well, that's what you want. Well, I can hook you up there, Latrell. I'll tell you what mic to get. Carlos actually recommended this mic. It's made by it's the MAONO. That's the company. But yeah, I got it on Amazon for $100. So I don't know what the price is today. But yeah, you get this mic, and then you get Voice Mod, which is a soundboard, and it's a audio enhancement thing too. So that's how I got the sounds. I just hit the button, and I got the sounds. I can tweak. You can tweak your voice to make it sound in studio. You get a little bit more bite, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I can hook you up there, Latrell. But I've watched your live streams, and your mic you guys seems to be pretty good. Your stuff does pretty good, man. Damn, that's it. Yeah, it's easy. So, but yeah, if you want to get one of these mics and the soundboard, the soundboard wasn't that expensive either. It was pretty cheap. So yeah, we can get you all set up there. All right, so now let's go to release 19. Continued massive MIMO mobility, advanced topology, which means beamforming. Pretty much is what that means.
That's huge. That's really, really huge.
Yeah, that's,
if I can
beamforming.
Yeah. If I can shed some light on that a little bit. So,
okay.
One of the main problems that we have today is, I'll take let's consider like Death Valley, right, in California. The signal always usually does one or two things. It either cuts out completely, right? Or you have what I like to call like a little RF sputter, to where your data is just sputtering back and forth until it has to reestablish a connection. So the problem is with that, it doesn't really hold on to what we call the last edge, the last beamform, the last RF
cell edge
on it, cell edge, right?
Yeah.
So what the cool part about the topography is this is what I really like. The topography, when your phone is going through these canyons and these valleys and whatnot, that's actually going to send that information to the tower saying, "Oh shit, I'm going through through Death Valley."
Exactly.
Boost the signal a little bit, and it's going to actually not just boost; it's going to beam it more properly, so that you won't have, so that you're going to necessarily lose that connection. At least not that bad, right?
Stable connection.
Stable, which is really, 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 really important. So
yeah, this is going to be really cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait to show you guys this. And then we got wireless AI, which means it's using AI to know where the phone is, where it's going, and it's communicating data to the tower. And when you when the phone's communicating more information to the tower, it can do its job better. So, and then you got device and network energy savings. That's huge. Just the energy savings with 5G Advanced will pay for the rip and replace for this new tech. So they'll be able to rip everything off the towers. Well, they're not going to do everything because they're going to leave the old LTE crap up there. So, but there's probably going to be a point in time that they're going to say it's too expensive to leave they're going to push. I think the carriers are going to push for 5G and decom LTE sooner, just because they don't want to leave that stuff up there. I mean, if you only have 10% of your phones using it, it's better to decom it. So I think we're going to see a transition to 100% 5G a lot faster than we did seeing 3G go to LTE and LTE go to 5G, because it's all about the money. It's all about the technology. It's all about the money. So the quicker you get rid of that, the more money you save. The longer you hold on to LTE, the more money you're going to burn out of your pockets. And today, it is very critical for every cell phone carrier to save as much money as possible and then do cheaper deployments. So I think that's what's going to happen, because just the money saving on the power bill is going to be able to replace a lot of this stuff. So, but even if they don't get rid of LTE totally, I think they may keep one antenna up there or something like that. Just, one antenna that can do multiple things, multiple bands, just to keep those LTE people happy. But, they don't want to let go of their phones. Then you got IoT, and then XR, that's virtual reality, enhanced NTN. That's what they're working on now. SpaceX, Starlink, and AST, enhanced NTN's non-terrestrial network. So satellites are going to come into play a lot more on cell phones. It's amazing. And you don't have to buy a new phone. It's going to use the existing technology already in. It's going to use the old LTE frequencies. So even though it's LTE, it's just only a small bandwidth, only 10 or 20 megahertz channels. But for satellite communication to have a low bit rate, the the Starlink test that they did was 17 megabits per second. The AST test they did was 10 megabits per second, and they was able to do a video call across satellite. So AST is the first satellite provider to do a video call over from a satellite to a phone. Now, Starlink didn't do that. The only thing he did was just a straight up speed test, or he downloaded a 16 megabit file or something like that, or 64 megabit file, and he got up to 17 peak speeds. So now, so that's just Elon trying to say, oh, we're faster, but he's kind of doing the same T-Mobile approach. You know, it's like, well, we did it faster, we got the record, you know, but a 10 megabits continuously and able to do a video call is much better than doing a file download that just peaked out one time at 17. So you got to look at the whole big picture there, you know, not just we peaked at 17, but what did you do with it? So right now AST is actually beating Starlink. So we'll see what happens in the future, but competition is good. When you got two people competing for this technology, that's good. That's good. So the same with cell phones. You got 4 carriers out there. They're competing. So that's good.
I think they can get 25 megabytes by the time this whole satellite stuff launches with the phones. That's what I believe, at least.
Right. And then AST has actually used fake 5G, you know, the old LTE channels. They actually transmitted in 5G. So that's a good use for some of them older frequencies like that. So you go out where you don't have no service. Okay, your phone has no service at all. You got all these frequency bands that you can use the old 5G on and actually send text messages. You can send small files, and you can even make a phone call and get help. So that's the first step, because it is not practical to put a cell phone tower everywhere in the United States. Because remember this, what percentage is actually populated by roads and houses, businesses, and stuff like that? 47% of USA is populated. The other half, there's nobody there. There's just birds, and there's animals and skunk apes with no towers to climb. Skunk apes, they have no towers to climb. So they have to actually travel to a populated area to climb up a tower and eat the fiber. So just had to throw that in there. And then we got duplex evolution. This is huge. Very, very huge. Duplex. That means transmitting and receiving at the same time, and it's separated. So transmit is over here, receives over here. The transmit, if it's too strong right now, it wipes out your receive. It makes the tower deaf. You can't hear the cell phones because there's too much interference, too much power. That's what's hurting N41 right now. N41 cannot be put on high power, because guess what? You put on high power, now the cell site is deaf. Now you can't hear nothing on N41. So it's transmit only. And in order for cell phones to work properly, you have to transmit and receive. Uh-oh. There he is. He followed the link. How you doing there, buddy? It's Latrell. Uh-oh. It's like, here, let me move you up. There you go. Here he is, Latrell, live and direct. Let's see, he's getting it up. Gotta get you a slurp there. Here you go. Drinking that poison, I see. All right. And then let's see. You got higher mid-band spectrum. So yes. There you go.
I just came back from restaurant. It ain't even Coca-Cola, bro. It's High C Orange. That's just the cup they give you.
I got you. What's wrong with your voice, man? Huh? There's nothing wrong. You got bodacious audio just like me. What are you talking about?
I just like, you know what I'm saying?
Looks like you got the good mic. I think if you just get that voice mod audio enhancer, and the soundboard, I think you'd be like lightning.
Yeah, I think it's good. It's just I'm looking for audio more for like my videos, because I don't like using this for my videos like that.
There you go, buddy. I think that voice mod thing. If you buy, I'll hook you up with that. I'll tell you how to get it installed, and it's a good price too. It's not too bad. It's not too expensive. It's just like a one time. You pay for it for like 6 months.
Wait a second. Are you talking about the app that's actually called Voice Mod?
Well, you install it on your computer.
That's what the app's called, though, right?
But the app only links up to your computer. So when you're on the same Wi-Fi, then you can actually get shortcut buttons. So that's how I do it.
Ricky,
see, look.
That's what the app is called, right? Voice Mod. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the app, but it connects with your computer.
I used
but you have to.
I downloaded it on my computer before, though.
Oh, you did? Okay, so you already know about it then. Okay,
yeah,
that's what I'm using.
More like that, though. You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah, you can tweak it and stuff. Yeah, heck yeah, man.
Yeah, I tried because I forgot what I downloaded it for, but yeah, I need it for something. But it's not a bad app. It's pretty decent.
Yeah, and what I like about it too is you can actually change your voice and stuff like different.
Oh yeah, I think that's why I downloaded it.
Yeah, this is the voice mod right here. Watch here.
Does that say South Park? Yes. Huh? Does that say South Park? You got South Park in there.
So yeah, you could change your voice. Like right now, if I hit this right now, I'm going to sound like.
This is.
Oh God.
My name is Tricky Ricky. Or you can do this dude over here. They don't have the weird noises and stuff.
On this one here. Oh, now you get this one here.
That's the background music too.
Yeah, I don't like that background stuff. But see there, look, see, you can even change your voices to a woman too.
Oh, here's Jennifer. See, now I'm talking, I sound like Jennifer, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, keep that.
Or this one here. This one's called Karen. Yeah, hi, my name is Karen. Here you go.
I hate
Karen.
her already.
How you doing, Karen?
What a Karen.
But I love this thing. This thing is like.
Here's the voice enhancer. This is what I use here. So. Then I have all the sounds here. Like I can say, he's like. Fired. Yeah. So the soundboard is amazing though. So this is voice mod. It's really cool, man.
That's how I got my stream deck though. I got all these sound effects.
Yeah. I love voice mod. It's really amazing. It's really cool.
Does voice mod work with stream deck?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you basically you do voice mod, you set up your microphone to go in it, and then you set up whatever your audio device. Well, like me, I have my Shocks headsets on, but it's using this mic. You can customize it however you want. And then whatever that is, it goes right across, when you set your settings up in StreamYard, you just select voice mod output, and then whatever you do with your soundboard and stuff, you're good. Pretty awesome. What was that? Thunder or something?
That was just I had to shout out to Ricky, man. That's what I do every time I'd be like, shout out to Ricky, man. Shout out to Ricky in the building, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ricky.
Oh, was you trying to flush the toilet?
No, that was an explosion.
Oh, that was explosion. Oh, and I got you. Explosion.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Oh, there you go. I actually with voice mod, you can actually customize the AI voice and put a background. And this is the one I got for Carlos.
Oh yeah, I heard it. I think I heard it in the last stream. And Carlos is in here too.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
No, the last one I heard you like. The
first okay, yeah. Yeah, but this is pretty cool. I love voice mod. It's a nice thing that I brought to the channel. Very, very cool. So back to release 19 here. So we got higher mid-band frequency. You got integrated sensing and communications. So that's the progression. So realizing the full potential of 5G, addressing the real and urgent commercial needs. That is the main part. And then mobile broadband evolution and further vertical expansion to continue to enhance mobile experiences to extend 5G's reach into new areas. Immediate and longer term commercial needs, and then new and enhanced devices and network evolution. And then 6G, when it comes out, it's going to do the foundation for the rest. And one new thing is upper mid band, 7 to 24 gigahertz. So Caleb, what is so important about 7 to 24 gigahertz?
I'm just gonna keep it simple for everybody. It'll work. There you go. You get one work on
there. You go.
The shit we
That's
have.
my explosion
Nice.
sound when I need
it. Yep, for sure.
Where
all right, so
this anyway, Ricky.
Find what?
This whole thing. This is a PDF.
Yeah.
Where'd you find it?
Oh, I find everything. Yeah, I've been doing all these 3GPP releases all the way back for years on my channel here, showing everybody what's going on. So, yeah, it's actually public information. So it's from 3GPP, you know, so it's free, and yeah, the information. So yeah, I can actually get you this PDF if you want it too. So it's pretty cool.
Okay.
But for continued system enhancements, here's really what's important for 5G Advanced. Download, upload, massive MIMO. Very important. The mobility. That means the phones are able to be tracked better. Topology. So you got repeater, side link, and WAB. That is that's like IAB, integrated access backhaul, but it's actually the thing wireless access backhaul. Yes, it's bottom of page number 2 there. Wireless access backhaul. That's the new term now. And then you got SON MDT. So SON, I forget what that is. It's self-optimizing network, I think. That's part of the AI. And then MDT is minimum drive test. Yeah, there it is, number 3. Self-organizing network. Exactly. And then you got IoT, you got the satellites being integrated, you got the metaverse and stuff. I even hate that. I don't want no port, virtual reality and metaverse. I'm not interested in that at all. And then you got duplexing evolution. This is so important. Duplexing is the main thing that's going to make 5G Advanced really good. And then your higher mid-band spectrum, 7 to 16 gigahertz. Very important. So FCC, if you're listening, get off your ass and get us some frequencies. Integrated sensing and communications. And then it moves over to 6G. Wireless AI ML is artificial intelligence, machine learning. And then network savings. That's huge. Saving money. Because wasn't it AT&T that was just crying not too long ago, said our power bill last year was $1.6 billion. Remember that? What if they can cut that bill in half by 50%? Guess what? 5G Advanced can do that. Actually, it's 40%. 40% in savings if they launch this new technology. Low power wake up receiver. So they're actually trialing that now. So, because what happens if you're on Verizon and you're not using any data? What happens to your Verizon? It goes from ultra wideband to 4G, right? And then when you do a speed test, then it switches from 4G, bang, ultra wideband wakes back up, right? So it's already set up that technology is already starting to come out now. So delivering continued system enhancements. Look at this. Device initiated beam management for overhead and latency reduction. So basically, if the site knows where the phone is, exactly, it knows how high it's up. If it's going up in elevation or going down in elevation or going left or going right or going faster or going slower, if a phone can communicate that to the tower, what's that going to do to the beam management? So remember, when you start getting into massive MIMO, your tower site is putting out 64 beams out in different directions. So it's beam forming. So instead of splattering the signal in all directions like band 71 does, 600 megahertz, 2x2 MIMO, it's two things, 2 signals out, 2 coming back, and it's just splattering it, and it's just hoping it can hear something. Whereas you get 64 by 64 and you get the beam management, actually the tower says, hey, I hear you, phone. You're way over there. You're a mile and a half away. Okay, so tell me where you're going and all that stuff, and I'll track you better. And that's what this does. It basically tracks the phone better so that your data stream stays more consistent. You don't have dropouts and all that. So your speeds are going to go up, your latency is going to go down, and that is what's going to make everything better. And that's how you're going to get 40% more efficiency out of the same amount of spectrum. So you take 100 megahertz of N77 on 3.7 gigahertz on Verizon, and you put this 5G tech on it. You change it from 64 by 64 massive MIMO to 256 by 256 massive MIMO. Now you more than quadrupled your beamforming. You got more antennas listening. And then you do the other part is you separate it. You put the receive antennas up top and the transmit on the bottom. So now you got duplex. So now you can crank the power up more. So you got more power. It can go farther and it doesn't screw up your receive. So now your hearing is better. Your transmit is better. You got more antennas going out and in. That's beamforming and that's full duplex. And that's what's going to make the range 40% better, the power go down 40%, and the speeds go up by 40% using the same existing frequencies that we already have. So that's what's making this stuff really amazing. And then let's see, enhanced asymmetric download and uplink. Let's see. Yeah, this is just amazing stuff here. Wireless backhaul. Okay, here we go. So now, like if you use a millimeter wave, you can use this new technology, WAB instead of IAB. It's a lot more efficient. And with the more bandwidth, the millimeter wave, then you can actually send the signal out to other small cells and it can get the data off your macro cell. So all you got to do is just get this new technology out on the macros, and then it can use this wireless access backhaul, send it down. Then you don't have to put fiber to every one of these small cells. You can actually use this, and it kind of network meshes it out and puts it out in all directions. So it's going to make it cheaper to deploy, quicker to deploy. Because what's more painful? Waiting for them to run the fiber line. You know, how do you know this question, Latrell? How many miles a day can you run fiber?
My bad. I had my microphone muted. What the fuck? What'd you say?
How many miles a day does it take to run fiber? Or how many in one day? How many miles can you run fiber? How far can you go with one fiber line?
I'm gonna say like
approximately. So in one day, 24 hours. Well, it's not 24 hours. It's actually 12 hours. Like a work day, a 12-hour work day. How many miles of fiber can you lay down? Do you know? Do you know, Zero?
500 feet, something like that.
500 feet? A little bit more than that. What do you think, Zero? Cool.
I feel like this is kind of a tricky question here, but
because that's I mean, maybe if you're like running fiber on the ground or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. This is running fiber in the ground. It's about approximately a mile a day.
I was gonna say, man, it's about a mile a day. That's why they call it the last mile.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ding 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 ding. We got a winner chicken dinner. All right. Yeah, it's all good to the lightning strikes, right? All right, so then now we got a 5G femtocell. And that is, I forget exactly what, you know what that is since you're an engineer. What's a femtocell? 5G femtocell.
So
Mr. Engineer.
5G femtocell. Basically, that is basically it's really used in like residential areas. What you can do, think of it in simplest terms for everybody. It's like this. It's like a wireless access point it's used to enhance indoor connectivity. Right.
Right. Kind of like a DAS a little bit. So you hook the fiber up to it, and then you hook this up to it, and then it gives you extra coverage, like indoor coverage in houses and stuff like that. So very cool. And then you got the 5G side link. 5G Sidelink is basically this early steps of 6G, because basically everything's going to be connected in 5G. So, all right, so imagine this. See this thing here? What do you think about this being a cell phone tower? Isn't that crazy? In the future, in 6G, this will receive huge amounts of data, 10 gigs down, 5 gigs up. It'll receive it from other devices, and then it'll rebroadcast it out. So that means it'll be daisy chaining like a AI mesh. So basically, it'll start off from the macro. It sends it out many, many gigabits. It sends it out to this car driving down the road. Then the car retransmits it to the phones. Then the phones retransmits it to each other. So it doesn't matter. All you got to do is be close to another phone, and bang, now you got the full. So it's going to daisy chain it all the way back up to the macro site. And that's what Sidelink is.
6G plus.
6G plus. Wow. Well, we're way far away from the 6G plus, of course, but enhanced mobility, robustness, and enhanced SON MDT, focusing on new services include intra, non-terrestrial network mobility and network slicing. So they'll be able to take a slice and just give it to every little device, like your watch. Like let's say, you could be going down the road where there's no cell phone service, right? But guess what? As long as this sees the sky, you'll be able to get a 5G signal to this, and you'll be able to get a message. So you could be in a remote location, and then it'll send out a text message to this watch, and then the watch will turn around and send it to your phone because it's connected by Bluetooth, and then you'll get your message, and then you're good.
Yeah, that's
so
gonna be a minute until
Sidelink and Satellite is going to be amazing.
That's going to be a minute until manufacturers actually implement that.
Well, yeah, we're a little ways off from a lot of the stuff, but they have to get it actually worked out. Yeah, they gotta develop it, and then they gotta say test it, and then they gotta say, okay, this is the standard, and then bang, they give it out to the people, and then they make the companies. They make it. They make the watches, they make the phones, they make the cars, and everything like that. So, and then also here we're going to do remaining work from release 18, which is the first stage. And let's see, it's going to help with agriculture, smart energy grids, logistics and tracking. So basically you have a little IoT device you can put on a pallet, and then it turns around and transmits it, and you can track that pallet from the time you put it on the truck until it gets to where it's got to go. Environmental monitoring, like you can monitor forest fires, high temperatures, high winds, weather stations.
I was going to say,
all that good
anything
stuff
about smart cities?
Oh yeah, there's going to be smart cities. Oh yeah,
You're talking about that with 5G.
That's part of the big thing is smart cities too. Yeah,
you're talking about that with 5G.
So IoT, yeah. So IoT is going to be really good. Internet of Things. Let's see. Study ambient IoT. Yeah, RAN 1, 2, 3, 4. Power. So you got stuff that does 200 milliwatts. You got stuff that does 50 milliwatts, low power Wi-Fi. Bluetooth low energy only does 1 milliwatt. But guess what these new IoT devices are going to do? 1 microwatt. That's crazy. That's very, very low power.
Look at the
Oh no,
he ain't lying about that. More the FCC than the FFA, than the FAA.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. So and then part of this new 5G advance is the XR, virtual reality. You're going to have glasses that's going to have the screens and displays on it. So it's crazy what's coming out. Oh, here's something cool right here. Check out this satellite stuff here. So look at here. Part of the 5G advance is you're going to have tethered drones. So you put a drone with a antenna on it, with a 5G antenna on it. You send the drone up, 1,000 feet, and it's tethered. And then it can broadcast 5G down back to the ground. And then you got another thing. You got blimps that can do this. It's called a HAPS. I think it stands for High Altitude Packet Service. Let's see. It doesn't say down at the bottom. It's number 5.
Well, no,
I'm pretty sure that's what that is. And then you got LEO satellites, low Earth orbiting satellites. And then you got MEO satellites. And then GEO satellites, which is geostationary.
When all this get announced, Ricky?
Oh, it's already being tested right now.
No,
5G
I mean, like, when did they actually,
NR non-terrestrial network is actually being tested right now. AST just did the first video call,
no, I know
phone
it's being
call,
tested,
and data.
When did they release this?
It's coming out in about a year. I think AST is going to have it out for Verizon. I mean AT&T in a year. And then SpaceX is Starlink. Elon's going to have his stuff ready for T-Mobile coming out next year.
I know. Space Starlink gonna be on.
And then the X80 modem, when it comes out, it's going to have Skyler built into the modem already.
This would be big for Starlink, man.
And then Skyler is going to connect your phone actually to the actual satellite providers, not using the old LTE frequencies, but it's going to have it go up. And you realize, like on last night's live stream, the X80 can do every frequency between 600 megahertz to 41 gigahertz. Every frequency before the modems, they were certified to do a slice. Okay, so it can do NR band 2, it can do NR 71, it can do NR 77, do NR N261. So it's certified for each band. But the X80 coming out next year is going to be the first modem that's going to be certified to transmit on all frequencies for wireless, which is going to be pretty cool. And that's amazing right there. So you don't have to worry about it. You certify that, and then you just put, and then whatever the firmware you put, it selects whatever the frequencies and modes and all that kind of stuff that you do. Oh, there you go. He's back.
Dropped out by accident.
Oh, okay. Oopsie dozy. But yeah, the satellite stuff is pretty cool. Supporting new advanced capabilities, wireless challenges, hard to model problems, computational feasibility, optimal solution, efficient modem parameter optimization. That's what Qualcomm's doing right now with the modems and stuff. Dealing with non-linearity. Yeah, this is all basically AI type stuff. Okay, here. This is what I was just talking about. See the lady? She's on her phone. And look, the phone's sending the signal. And then the middle screen here, look. The small cell is actually beamforming to different phones as you're walking around. So beam management is very, very important. Precise positioning. This is going to help 911. So let's say you call 911, you say, I've fallen, I can't get up. Well, right now, sometimes your accuracy is like 150 feet to a mile. So they don't know exactly where you are. But with this new technology, they know where you're at within a foot. So, and actually these 5G Advanced will actually tell you where the phone is within centimeters. So basically they'll say, okay, you're actually located within a 5-centimeter circle of this Latin long, which is very precise and stuff. So it's going to really going to make a big difference. And have you ever used your phone and you're using GPS and you're going down the road and all of a sudden it's telling you to go down a road that doesn't even exist because GPS is inaccurate or whatever? It sends you down the wrong road and stuff. That's bad. So yeah, so you don't want to be off the thing, because you get off the thing, then you're going to get lost, or you can get sent down to a river, driving down a river. Or it says, oh, have you ever had GPS tell you make a right turn now? And you look to your right and you see railroad tracks. How many people have done that? They've taken a right turn on railroad tracks, and next thing you know, they're stuck on the railroad tracks.
Yeah, that's bad.
So it's going to make everything safer. So precise beam.
I saw a video of a dude that got stuck on railroad tracks and the train just plowed through the car. That was crazy.
Absolutely. All right, new techniques to improve network energy savings. Here we go. AT&T, here you go. Well, you know, AT&T is already making that step. You know what AT&T is doing? They are going to Open RAM, and they're going to rip and replace all the LTE equipment. And they're going to put new stuff up. They're going to put new LTE equipment up, and it's also going to be able to do 5G, the fake 5G portion too. So they're going to do N14 and all those old frequencies. They're going to put this new stuff up to save money on the electric bill. That's what they're getting ready to do. So they're going Open RAN, They're going to rip and replace the LTE and the fake 5G equipment. So
doesn't matter if their network ain't up, nobody can use it because it went down.
Oh, shit. What do you think about that, Zero Cool? Isn't that bad?
I mean, yeah, you got to have infrastructure up. It's just,
yeah,
common sense.
I think that's part of their growing pains. I think they're experimenting with standalone and it's failing on them. So remember when T-Mobile did that? They did some trials on standalone and they wiped out the whole network nationwide. Remember when that happened?
I remember I heard somebody say that there was a software update fail. I was like, come on. Software update fail? What software are you updating?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's the core. Well, when you're doing something with one major core and it fails, the whole thing goes down. That's like a substation for your power company. If the substation goes down, you lose thousands of people.
Software update.
Yep.
Why is my dog barking?
Oh gosh, barkity bark, bark and bark.
Puppy, man.
Puppy. All right. So we got support on-off keying. I actually don't even know what that is. That's an engineer thing. I don't even know what that is. Specify procedures and configures indicate triggered page monitoring, low power sync. Yeah, some of this stuff is even above my brain. What do you think about this page here? Release 19 brings work on low power wake up signal receiver. It's basically IoT devices going to sleep and then to save power, and then they wake up when they're told to wake up and stuff. Is that what that is? Zero Cool? Uh-oh. I think Zero Cool is false.
Oh, so no. Okay. So yeah, the first point, the on and off keying is basically, for example, if you're it's going to use less your radio is going to use less power when your device is idle or not in use. You know how you just if you set your
LTE
right.
versus
right
ultra wideband.
If you set your phone down and watch down and your screen turns off and well, we don't want that to. We want the for IoT devices, since it's not going to be in use, you want the radio to be on, but use as much low power as possible, right? So, because it's going to be in idle mode, kind of like how your computer, like think of it as like your computer going into hibernation, so to speak.
Oh, hibernation or sleep mode, right? And then you move the mouse and it wakes back up.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. That's a good analogy.
Yeah. So,
he said, Mike says we need to spice it up. Like cookies and milk and bring Latrell and B-Tech reviews. Well, Latrell's there. Puppy Dog's here.
He's done barking.
There's Manny. Hello there, Manny. Good to see you tonight. Possibly 1025 QAM. That's 1024 QAM. Yes. So that's available now. And the X75 modem, 1024 QAM is available.
What's interesting in the third point here is the power wake up. So what this is this is really interesting because for PDCSH, which is basically like your sequencing, this is really cool because basically wherever you're at, if you're connected to like a small cell or a tower or what have you, this is going to give, what this does is actually it kind of I don't want to say this. It actually monitors where you're going in low power mode and wakes up instantly and activates everything. And where you're at, which is pretty cool, actually.
Is it all the S24s?
Is it what?
Is he talking about all the S24s?
Oh, Manny. Yeah, Manny's question is S24 is 5G Advanced ready? Yes, it is. It has release 18 in it. So the S24 Ultra has all the S24s. The X75 modem has release number 18, which is already the standard that's coming out for 5G Advanced. Now, release 19 stuff is not quite out. There's going to be more stuff to that in the X80 modem. The X85 modem is probably going to be the first modem to actually have Super QAM in it and the other 5G new stuff, which I haven't even got to yet on here, but Super QAM is going to be really amazing. So right now, the X75 maxes out at 1024 QAM on sub 6, 256 QAM on millimeter wave. The X80 is going to be the same way. So the QAM is not going to go up on it. But now the X80 is going to actually have, 6 carrier aggregation on sub 6, and then 10 carrier aggregation on millimeter wave. And of course, Verizon N261, they only have like 800 megahertz. So if Verizon wants to do anything else, they have to actually launch a second band, a second frequency band. But that's what's nice about this new technology, 5G Advanced coming out. They're going to be able to carrier aggregate things. So they'll be able to add like 2 different bands. They'll take 10 carrier aggregation or 8 carrier aggregation from this band and then grab 200 megahertz from this band and then blend it together. And then now you got 10 carrier aggregation. Or they can take 2 channels of N77 and mix in with the millimeter wave, which is really nice. So can you imagine 1,000 megahertz of spectrum? It's going to be pretty good. And it's going to even get better. So when the X85, X90 modem, the X100, can you imagine right now what the X100 modem is going to be like? It's going to be truly beefed up, massive 5G Advanced. So what do you think? How many carrier aggregation do you think the X100 modem will have, zero cool? And what do you think the speeds are going to be?
I mean, that's kind of hard to tell right now. I mean,
well, let's see. I would say probably X80 is next year.
I would say probably
85, 90, 95. That's 5 years from now. So 5 years, that's kind of far off. It's kind of even hard to predict that. Because in 5 years from now, we'll be in 6G. Well, kind of. But 5G Advanced will be fully matured. So what I think...
We'll be on 6GE.
I think 6G, I think 6G, you may not even need carrier aggregation. I think they're going to develop something totally different.
Oh, yeah?
Then you might not even need carrier aggregation, So.
5G.
So how do you take different slices of this and that and you put it together? I don't know. We don't even know, right? Somebody's going to break. There's going to be engineers. There's people out there right now trying to say, okay, how can we do it better? How can we do it better? How can we do it better? And then once they say, oh, look at this, and then they're going to give it to 3GPP standard, and they're going to say, oh yeah, okay, let's integrate it, and then here you go. Pretty crazy.
Look, to answer or to respond to Manny, I was going to say, what about DirecTV? But DirecTV don't nobody care about DirecTV. No company's really paying attention to it. They keep getting passed around like. I was going to say something that's controversial. Never mind.
Yeah, I think satellite service is on its way out. I think streaming is where it's going to be. I think
it's on its way out, but like
still
people like me that still got. Oh, if you don't quit sniffing my beard, there's still people like me that got satellite TV, but that's DirecTV.
Right. The only reason satellite TV is even still around is because there's areas where you don't have broadband fast enough to get your Netflix and TV. Well, you can't stream 4K.
I still got satellite TV because if my internet go out, I want to have TVs.
Well, that's true. Yeah, it's always good to have a backup. Mm-hmm. Her dish will move its TV signal to 5G. Yeah, it's very possible that will happen. They need to free more broadcast TV frequencies and 400. Well, actually, over-the-air TV is getting a big boost. We saw that at CES. Remember that, Zero Cool?
Oh, yeah.
Was it ACS? What do you call it? Or ATC 3.0?
That's right.
Is that what it was? Yeah. So I think, what did they say? They can do 7 channels on one frequency now?
You can do, I believe it was 7.
2.0, you can do 2 right now, right? Or no, 3 channels. 3 TV channels on one frequency.
Yeah. So it's pretty much just one main channel and 6 sub channels after that.
Yeah, that's amazing. Can you imagine having 7 TV channels on one frequency? It's crazy.
Was that LVCC? Y'all saw that?
Yeah. At CES.
Well, I know they
had at CES. Yeah.
They had
it was in the Central Hall. Is where it was. We saw it at.
Oh, okay.
They had a whole booth up there talking about it. Pretty cool. The metaverse is a high-tech hallucination powered by Zuckerberg.
Imagine how
Rob says, all I can remember was when Chris Seabar being nervous about 6G. Hello there, Anthony. Good to see you. If 6G is anything like 5G's been, the FCC and FAA will make a mess out of it. Yes, that is so true. Comment of the night right there. That is so true. 100%. They need to open up the 400 megahertz frequency band and some broadcast TV frequencies for 5G. Nope.
here.
400 megahertz is not an ideal frequency for 5G. Uh-oh, what'd you do? Make a mess? Oh, crap.
Dog made a mess on me with all this hair on.
Oh, the dog made a mess on you. Shame on bad dog.
Oh, shit.
No, 400 megahertz is already in the USA used for business band communications, amateur radio, all this other stuff. So 400 cannot even be used for 5G. And then broadcast TV, I don't know what they're going to do with it. Well, that's not going away. The 400 megahertz band broadcast, what is it, above 470 megahertz? Was it 470 to like 510 circle? Is that what TV broadcast is? Something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So that's going to stay for TV. That's not going anywhere. That will never disappear. So they'll always have open standard TV and everything. So Elon and Joe Rogan were right. AI will leapfrog exponentially in all technologies to a ridiculous pace. Yep, that's true, man. Satellite should be made available to all cell phones since it's not possible to put towers in low population areas. Well, it is going to be available, but, it's up to the carriers to have it integrated into the price plan for your whatever cell phone plan is. Like AT&T, when AST Mobile rolls out, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they charge like $5 a month to have that satellite service on AST. Now, if you're in a place where you always have 100% cell phone time, are you going to pay that $500 or $5 to get that satellite service? Probably not. But if you live like out here in the desert, where like me and Carlos is at, we go hiking. We want to we want to be able to get communicated. Rattlesnake bites us, or we fall down in the desert. And
Ricky, you're in an urban area, very urban area, Las Vegas. So
yeah, that's true. But we're closer to a place where you don't have cell phone signal. So
Anderson.
So yeah, I mean, right now I can walk 10 miles from here and have no cell phone signal.
Damn, really?
That's
crazy. I didn't even know that.
The desert's not that far away. I mean, you can look on the maps. You can see what I mean. Yeah. So I don't know. It depends on how much price they're going to charge, And T-Mobile, well, I'm sure T-Mobile will give you free satellite service for free, right? They give everything else for free.
That's what they said in their college dorm.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to give away the satellite for free. That's right. It's bad to get bad directions in the summertime in Death Valley. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. They actually got a lake. Did you guys hear about that? There's actually a lake in Death Valley from all the snow and runoff and rain we got. Damn. Crazy.
The
Death
lake?
Valley got a lake.
A lake.
Yes, a lake developed, right? So you got a lake. And then we had these high winds. And then you know what happened to the lake? It moved 10 miles down. It pushed the water down to another part. And now the lake moved to another spot. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, weather's just so amazing sometimes, though. Mother Nature. That's one thing people got to learn. Don't mess with Mother Nature. For sure. Wednesday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, more storms, rain in California. Get ready. Yeah, it's not supposed to come here, though. See, the thing is, the mountains wring out all that stuff, all the water and all the stuff. So you guys always get it harder in the valley over there than us over here. So we got these big mountains that protects us over here in Vegas, so it's not too bad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they use AI to make gigantic leaps, so we can't even imagine them. Yeah. Right now, I can't imagine what it's going to be like in 5 years, other than what I'm showing you here on
AI now, man.
The 5G advances coming out, it's going to be crazy. So, yeah, if you guys got Netflix, watch this movie or that's movie series. It's called Code 8. It's like in the top 10 right now of movies on Netflix. There's the original Code 8. And then there's Code 8 Part 2. You guys got to watch that because there's a lot of AI. There's like robotic police officers, robotic dogs, and all. it has all this AI tech and scans, and you got these big drones. So imagine a quadcopter drone that's actually, instead of it being a helicopter, it's a drone, and it's all futuristic stuff. And when I watch that show, is like I'm thinking, yeah, that's going to happen. I mean, it's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. And here is Carlos to talk about his favorite thing, AI and ML.
Hell no. What are you talking about?
All right, let me get caught up in these comments here. Imagine 10,000 megabits per second on millimeter wave. Yeah, 10 gigs. It's going to happen for sure. Speaking of satellite TV and cell phones, the government should mandate AM/FM radio and all cell phone devices for emergency, even with HD radio or analog format. Well, there is some cell phones now that actually has like the capability of receiving FM. There's some out there.
Though.
Rarely.
And then mostly like, and it's not going to be in the U.S. It's going to be like international phones that got it.
Mm-hmm. Ricky's right. Go to Lake Mead. Verizon barely works. AT&T, T-Mobile do not exist. Yeah, go to Grand Canyon. There's no servers out there. Anthony says Code 8 series is pretty good. Yeah, I just watched both of them. So that's pretty cool. Yep. Yeah, it was like in the top 10. Everybody's watching that stuff there. What's going on, Carlos?
Oh,
besides Kermit is sniffing flour there. All right, let's go to the next slide here.
Not much.
That is flour.
That's flour. Or sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Sugar
hard
in the nose.
sugar. Hard sugar. Got about
Bad frog.
Sugar.
Bad frog. All right, let's see. Leading the way to 6G. This is not the right. I actually like the other slide better. It has a little bit better stuff in it than this, but look, the United States is last. Yeah. See, these other countries. Do you know that China is
South Korea.
China with Huawei right now is working on 5G Advanced and getting ready to deploy it like next year. I mean, that quick.
Huawei.
Yeah. They're going to have 5G Advanced deployed quicker than anybody else. Isn't that crazy? And Japan is actually working on it. And here we are sitting in the United States. We can't even get the FCC to do their job. And we got the FAA always after us. So it's no surprise that the United States is last. And, you know, that's what's nice about this 3GPP standard. It's a global initiative, but not everybody's embracing it. Our country is last in 5G right now. It's crazy. Very nuts. But what are you going to do?
Nobody.
We'll see what happens here.
I feel like we knew that.
Let's see. We got fixed mobile broadband evolution, critical services. Oh, this is all this. This is all the scary stuff here. This is all the AI metaverse scary stuff coming out in 6G. What do you think about all that, Carlos?
Bro, with the US, it's not even like it's just on the country. It's like on a state level, on a city level, we got to go through.
Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. Here is my favorite part about 5G Advanced. Are you ready for this, Zero Cool? Check this out. This is what's going to make millimeter wave go 3 miles indoors and 5 miles outdoors. This exact thing. So we started off here with FDD, which is frequency division duplexing. And then when 5G come out with these new frequencies, N41 and millimeter wave, it's TDD, which is time division duplexing. So now we got dynamic TDD coming out, and then we got subband full duplex that's coming out. Qualcomm is already testing this now. And then what's next? Look at this. This is the new one. Single frequency full duplex. What is that going to do to N41? My. Tell us, Zero Cool. What is single frequency full duplex going to do to N41?
Well, all right. Single frequency duplex, or we're just okay. Basically,
yeah, single.
Yeah. So
well, you can even talk about subband duplex. I mean, these are different steps.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
but what has been me and you's arguments forever? We need to keep FDD. We need to. That's what you say, right? Zero Cool's been telling me we need to keep FDD. We need to keep FDD, and I said no. We need a better TDD. And look, 5G Advanced is here, and it's coming out.
You can use both. That's the beauty of it with this 5G Advanced.
Mm-hmm.
You need at least 100 megahertz. Okay, that's what at least for your master MIMO. That's what they use. That's what's used in this example.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly. Yep.
But so,
do you see the hybrid up here on the screen? Subband full duplex.
But pretty much like you're getting rid of the quote unquote FDD downlink and uplink static structure. So basically, you're not going to necessarily have to. Let me see if I can like kind of paint a picture for you guys. It's kind of like, okay, your phone has to wait to do the downlink and download crap, and then it has to wait to do the uplink and go back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a pain, especially with 5G Advanced and 6G with the single frequency duplex. Is it's two-way communication. That's number one.
Right. Simultaneous.
Number two, it by doing that, you actually kind of eliminate interference because it's just you no longer have to worry about, let's say, okay, is my downlink going to interfere with adjacent frequency, or is it going to interfere with these other power levels and other things like that? It's basically like a supercharged TDD that works two-way communications, and basically it's going to allow the your Geno B for your phone to actually mitigate some of the. If you guys think about your noise levels, so your SINR rate's important. Your okay.
And one good example of it is, just think about this.
Yeah.
What if you are yelling, okay, like you yell something, you say like, I am hungry. You just yell it very loud, but at the same time you're listening, but you can't hear somebody else a mile away that's also yelling, I'm hungry. Because if you yell out loud, I'm hungry, then basically your loud voice is overpowering your ears. So you can't hear that person a mile away. But what if you isolated your voice from your hearing? So let's say I took my ears off my head and I took it over a mile this way. And then I yell out, I'm hungry. At the same time, somebody else is yelling, I'm hungry. But since my ears are a mile away, I can hear them because now my voice is not interfering with my hearing. That's kind of like what this is, right?
It is, yeah. So you want to get,
because if the tower's transmitting, it can't hear because it interferes with itself. But when you separate the antennas, when you get to full duplex, you got a whole set of 256 receive antennas, and then you got another 256 transmit antennas below it. They're completely separated. You can blast the power to full power, but it's not going to hurt your hearing because it's isolated. It's separated above it. And now you can hear a pin drop a mile and a half.
Yeah.
You can hear a cell phone 5 miles away.
I'll give you guys a good example. Imagine you're at a rock concert, right? You know, you can't hear crap at a rock concert today.
Exactly.
Imagine being able to hear whoever you go to the concert with, right then and there, in a group. So that's kind of like what it is.
That's true. And like if you have headphones on and then you connect a wire between you and your friends, now you can communicate fully with all the noise in the background.
Yep.
Because you're separating it. Yep. There you go.
Good
but
analogy,
this, yeah, absolutely. Uh-oh, we lost everybody. they dropped out. All right, so this is the number one thing for 5G Advanced. This is what's going to make it good right here. So transitioning from FDD, which is a LTE tech and like a 20 megahertz channel limitation, you're going to TDD, which you get the full 100 megahertz channel. But the bad thing is you can't transmit and hear at the same time very efficiently. So now 5G Advanced is making it where you can separate things and it reduces interference. So if you reduce interference, you make your receive better and your transmit farther. What's that going to do? Now you can take an existing frequency like N261 or N260, 28 gigahertz, 39 gigahertz, that normally only has a range of, what's the range of a millimeter wave? 1,500 feet? About a 1,500 foot range. So you got a limited range. Now, what if you stick it up on a macro now and you do this single frequency full duplex where you can crank up the power more and you can hear every phone like 3 miles away indoors, because now you got GigaMIMO, get 4,000 antennas. So you got 4,000 receive, 4,000 transmit, and you got GigaMIMO. So now all the beamforming can go out, and then it's going to make everything even better. And guess what? There is even one step above this GigaMIMO. Okay, picture this. You know how you put a antenna panel on a tower, right? And you point it out. You know, you got an antenna, you got AIR up on a tower like we have now. Just imagine this. What if you take 500 AIRs and you phase them all together as one big antenna and put it on the side of a building in between the windows of, that's a full building antenna. So right now you have 4,000 antennas on top of 4,000 antennas on a, what size it would be, 2 foot by 4 foot antenna. But what if you make the whole building the antenna and you put 100 antennas all over the building, but 100 panels with 100 antennas in it? So now then you can have 16,000 antennas that's receiving and 16,000 antennas transmitting off the whole building. Can you imagine the range you would have, a millimeter range wave, if you did that? Well, that's part of 5G Advanced too. Let's see if it's in the next slide here. Well, it's coming up. Oh, here you go. This is the number one enemy for cell phones right here, right? Interference. Look at that. So you got a phone that's uplink to the panel. See the top part, the light blue, that's the receive. The downlink is the other. So this is when you do full duplex. You split it half and half. And now when you're transmitting out, you get clutter and you get reflections off of buildings, and so you get interference. So the subband full duplex will take out that. Then on the right side, you got cross-link interference, where that single mode will actually take all that. So it actually eliminates all the interference. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean,
reducing the interference.
That's extremely important, because here's the thing that people have to kind of keep in mind here, right? Is the higher in frequency you go,
right,
the more capacity you're going to need, right?
Yep.
Or yeah, expect to get, I should say, and then the less interference you're going to want. You're going to not going to want a bunch of interference and crap on a high capacity band. That's just going to make your experience absolutely horrible.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So when you got no interference, you got more power going out to the antennas. You got the beamforming that's controlling everything. And now your signal can go further. So now you can turn in millimeter wave from 1,500 foot range to 3 mile range. So just picture this. If millimeter wave can do 10 gigs down and 5 gigs up, 3 miles from your house, 3 miles from the tower, in your house, indoors, and 5 miles outdoors, do you think that would be a home run for the carriers? Deploying millimeter wave on macro sites, because this is actually the solution that's going to actually let millimeter wave go nationwide on every macro site.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very, very, very cool. And then let's see. Oops, too many. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Oh, frequency band. Here we go. Here's the frequency bands. So low band below gigahertz, which is like band 12, 13, 6, or 71, all that stuff. Then you got mid band, which is 1 gigahertz to 7 gigahertz. So that's like the new frequency. That's your 6 gigahertz Wi-Fi band. You got N77s in there because it's 3.7 gigahertz. So pretty much mostly S band. Low band is pretty much L band. And then you got the upper mid band. So this is when you get into C band. C band is from 4 gigahertz to 8 gigahertz. So actually part of the stuff overlaps a little bit. So, but when you go up here now, you got 7 gigahertz to 24 gigahertz. So now you start getting up into the K band. And then you go millimeter wave, you go 24 to 100 gigahertz. Now you're getting up into Ka band. And then eventually you're getting up into V band. And then if you get above 100 gigahertz, now you're up into sub-terahertz. So as we run out of frequencies, we are forced to go higher in frequency. But the frequencies higher are too bouncy. They bounce off everything. So they need to be controlled by something. And that's what is going to control it, is this. So GigaMIMO and I don't know what's bigger than GigaMIMO. Whatever's going to be bigger than GigaMIMO. 16,000K MIMO. Whole building MIMO. So you splatter antennas all over the whole building. The whole building becomes an antenna. And that's what's going to make these lower frequency or higher frequencies be able to be used. Because they got a shorter range, they're bouncer, they need control, they have to have beamforming, management, and everything in order to work. But that is really cool that 5G Advanced is going to let us be able to start using these upper mid bands. So 12 gigahertz, 13 gigahertz, we'll be able to start using. Yeah, Carlos said he's in a casino. It's the signal's not too good in some of the spots in the casino. Say if he has GigaMIMO, he might be able to use it. Oh, no upload. Yes. See, that's what the whole problem is. That's why we need 5G Advanced, is for the upload. Exactly.
I got like 500-600 down, but only 0.2 up.
Exactly. That's what's going to make a huge difference. Once we start getting this 5G Advanced and GigaMIMO out, then we get your upload to where it's 400 or 500 to a gig. Then it's going to make a huge difference. Oh, Manny won a phone from AT&T cost test on Twitter. It's a S24 Plus. Crossing fingers, it works with Cricket. Well, I actually did a giveaway. I put in for 20 different giveaways and actually won. I got this S24 Ultra. And this is green. It doesn't look like it's green, but it's actually green. Kind of looks like a light blue or something like that. But yeah, it's an awesome phone. I love it. Let's see what else you guys are saying here in the chat. What will the S25 Ultra be able to do over my S24 Ultra? Well, the X80 modem is going to be a lot better. It's going to do a lot more NR frequency bands. It's going to be fully 5G. Well, I don't want to say fully. The X80 modem will not be fully 5G advanced, because one thing we need is a super QAM to be in the modem before we can have full 5G advanced. But the X80, X85 modem will be able to do a lot of this new massive MIMO stuff. It just be limited on whatever the QAM is. So even X80 is limited to like 1024 QAM for right now. So probably not till the X85 comes out, we'll start seeing like 4K QAM and all that. Right now, Wi-Fi 7 is 4K QAM, so that's pretty efficient. So it's a shame that Wi-Fi standard actually beat NR. It's actually better. China's doing their own standard. Well, they're not doing their own standard. They're doing the 3GPP standard, but they're doing it faster and quicker than us because they got more money, they got smarter people, and all that stuff. North America actually has more percentage of population with cell phones than include 5G than any other region of the world. Yep. Yeah, even though majority of the frequencies nowadays all fake 5G, but N77 and N41 is making a huge difference. So we're finally getting these new frequencies out that's capable of doing stuff. The next step with N77 and N41 is doing the higher MIMO, like going to 256 by 256 MIMO. even N41, if they would go to 128 by 128 and they do the full duplex panels, and that's going to make a huge difference for them. Then they're going to be able to increase their power. They'll be able to get like 2 miles, 2.5 miles indoor coverage on N41 instead of the 1 mile like they can get right now. Pedestrians may end up getting themselves distracted by their metaverse headset. Yeah, man, that's crazy. I just can't imagine people walk around with like virtual reality headsets and all that. I don't even know if I want to be in a world like that, actually. I'm not interested in that. I'm old school. I'm just going to stay. I'm just going to keep it like this. That's what I'm going to keep it, just like that. What are your thoughts on Boost Infinite getting global roaming ad on feature that dropped today? I didn't even know about that today. Did you hear about that today, Zirkle? Boost Infinite's getting global roaming? What is the phone going to roam on, actually?
Well, it would just be roaming, just like how, AT&T kind of has their partners and stuff like that. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. I didn't even hear about that. Millimeter wave, long range with full potential like LTE low bands that's amazing. Yes, it is amazing. AT&T went down. Maybe they had another outage. Oh, crap. Come on, Latrell. That's crazy. AT&T strikes again. He's in Wisconsin. My Wi-Fi back up now. Okay.
Global roaming is $20 early access. And all
Karen says she's late. Oh, okay. What's up, Ricky? Hello there, Mike. How you doing, buddy? All right, so let's get through this presentation. We got 22 in the live here. All right, so we're good on the frequencies here. Let's see what we got next coming up here on the slide. Whoops, too far. Right there. Channel modeling for integrated sensing and communications. Primary focus 500 megahertz to 52 gigahertz. Scalable to 100 gigahertz. Okay. Multiple sensing modes to be evaluated in this study. TRP. Oh yeah, I forgot what TRP stands for. I'm still learning all these new terms in 5G Advanced. There's a whole bunch of new terms for these different technologies, We'll probably talk about it in the next slide. TRP. I can't remember.
I know.
What's TRP?
So TRP is basically sorry about that. Here, 1 second.
Let me look to the future.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Right.
It didn't tell me. This slide here, or this slideshow is kind of limited. There's a website that actually has a little bit more stuff than this on here, but
it's like a multi-path transmission enhancement, pretty much.
Oh, that's right. Okay. All right. So this actually helps with drones, humans, automobiles, automated guided vehicles, objects creating hazards on roads, stuff like that. So sensors can like pick up stuff and say, so probably uses ultra wideband, probably. All right, so continuing the 5G advanced evolution with 3GPP release 9 standard starting in 2024. And then eventually going to 6G. And that's it for that slideshow. So that one doesn't have all the stuff that I was looking forward to. But also just to give everybody a little insight of what's going on here too. Me and Carlos has got our company started up where we can sell. Remember old Nextel? Remember, Nextel radios? Well, this technology is able to do, what's this radio actually? Right here. This little radio for $275 and $20 a month. You get these radios, you got nationwide coverage. The SIM card has AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, and US Cellular in it. So no matter where you go with this radio, all you got to do is have one of the 4 carriers and you can connect. And it's like instant walkie-talkie. You can even send text message between the devices too. It's got GPS tracking in it and stuff. It's mainly geared for businesses, but it can be used for personal use. So like if your family gets a group of these walkie-talkies, you can talk to them. Like if you're in different states. So, I mean, phone calls do the same thing, but you gotta dial the number, you gotta connect, and then both sides gotta stay connected and everything for a continuous full duplex conversation. But with these, it's you push the button, you talk, and then you listen on there. So it's not full duplex, but it's still a really interesting thing. So, and then of course, you know, security companies, construction companies, and all that. So if anybody gets us some business, anybody that wants these, you can buy a repeater. You can get these DMR radios. You get your GMRS license. You can buy one of these radios and you can talk on GMRS frequencies too. It's free. It's good for emergency communications. So like if the cell phones go down, you can still talk on the GMRS repeaters. So it's really, really cool what we got here. And businesses. And then they got the rugged radio. This is a GP700. So I'm actually going to get a couple of these demo radios this Friday. So and then we also sell the dash cams. So delivery drivers and the company trucks, they can put these cameras in, they can see where they're at and track them and keep everybody safe so they don't crash and all that kind of stuff. So that's what we did. So I even built a website too. This is our website, Southern Nevada Satellite Push to Talk Radios. So here's all the radios we got. Push to talk over, like the Nextel, push to talk over cellular. And then this one's a smart radio. It actually talks on DMR or FM, and it does like a Nextel where it talks over the cellular network too. So, and that radio runs about $750, but it's a smart radio. So it has everything. And then you got the DMR stuff here. So this is the website I built, work in progress. So I got more stuff to do on the website, but I've been working on this thing, getting this thing all ready to go. But the radios are pretty cool. It's going to really help businesses and stuff like that. And then you can track the radio so you can see where all your drivers are, put the closest driver, all kinds of stuff. You can do voice dispatching, you send messages, emergency buttons. So if a security officer is getting beat up by somebody, he can push the button on his radio and they get help immediately. So that's pretty cool. Then you got the tracking. You can put these trackers on your vehicle. So if somebody steals your car, steal your heavy equipment. And then of course the dash cam. So you can track that stuff too. So well, that's what I've been working on this past week, is getting our website all ready to go. Let's see. There's another part on here that had, see, we're missing the Super Qualm. We got to talk about Super Qualm. So that's we talked about all that AI, green networks. It's going to save them electricity, reduce capability side link. We talked about that. The drones will be able to put up transmit stuff. All right, that's not it. Okay, where's the Super Quam one at? One of these had this slide with the Super Quam in it. We got to talk about Super Quam. Uh-oh, we lost Super Cool. Uh-oh. Let's see. Advanced MIMO. Okay, this is what we just talked about. Subband full duplex. Giga MIMO. So it'll come out on 7 to 24 gigahertz first, and then millimeter wave. Eventually there. The interference stuff, the AI. Oh, here's Super Qualm right here. Super Qualm demo. Okay, let's see. Is this a slide or a video? Okay. Oh, that's the video. That's the video. Well, we can't really show videos because I don't want to get demonetized for. But this basically shows what Super Qualm is. 16,000 Qualm. Yeah, see there? Super Qualm. Basically, it's 16,000 streams versus only like 200 and some streams at the same time. So as you see there, it's a lot more denser, handles more data, all that stuff. But 16,000 K Qualm is going to be pretty amazing. Let's see. Metaverse. We don't care about the metaverse. Metaverse. But anyways, that's pretty much it for the 5G Advanced. There's a lot of new stuff. It's going to make millimeter wave and the upper mid band. It's going to make it pretty amazing. And like we talked about yesterday, here's the Skylar. It's going to be an X80 modem next year. And then we got AST, which is going to be in AT&T phones probably next year. So that's what the satellite looks like right there. See all these little white light or white dots? Those are spot beams. Those are each individual spot beam going down there and actually talking to cell phones where there's no coverage. So it's really, really cool. AST mobile was amazing. And then of course we could talk about the maps too, you know. Well, I mean, this can show you right here. Let's go to the signal map. So if you're on Verizon and you go out here and to the mountains, guess what? You have no signal. So let's say you go to Lee Canyon and go skiing. Your phone ain't going to work. Look, this is where you need satellite service. See? Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile. See? You go to the ski resort, there's no service there. Nothing. Nothing works there. And like when you go out to the Grand Canyon, there's parts of the Grand Canyon you go out to. Nothing. See? Look at this. You go out here. If you're on these two roads right here, you have no service. Nothing. Barely an ATT. That's basically nothing. So yeah, if you're right here and you get in a car crash, you ain't calling 911. You're not going to call. You ain't calling anybody. So that's why you need the satellite service to your phone. It's going to be pretty cool. Non-terrestrial networking. So pretty cool. So let's see what you guys are saying in the comment. We've been here 2 hours live. So let's see what you got. You got any questions about 5G Advanced here? Let's see. Global roaming. Yep. And imagine what 7G or 8G could be. Oh yeah, that's going to be kind of crazy. 7G or 8G. Yeah, that's a long ways off, but I don't know. I'm probably going to be fertilizer by then. I probably won't even know. Been using an iPhone 10 with the XMM 7480. Still usable, not that bad. Still gets security updates. Speeds on LTE are poor due to being a Cat 12, but it's decent. Yeah, speaking of modems, here, let's look at some modems here. Yeah, I haven't showed you guys this in a while here, modem. So when he's saying it's a Cat 12 modem, let's look at a Cat 12 modem. I'll show you what it is. There's a category 12. So here's your category right here. So a category 12 modem would be an X9. But of course, his is a XMM 7480, which is down here, I think is a 7480. But it's probably too old. It's not even listed here. Yeah, it's a different version there. So, but still, it gives you kind of like the category there. Category. Category 12. So it's right. Yeah, right. Category 12 right there. So looks like 600 down. Yep. Oh yeah, here's the modems right down here. So, and you said it was 7480. Oh, well, that's not listed here, but that kind of gives you an idea. So basically we got, this is what all the LTE modems, the LTE generation, we went from an X5 modem all the way up to X24. So after X24, then 5G came out. So then they changed it. So then they went to an X50 modem. Now the X50 modem has the X24 LTE properties in it. So basically it's a dual purpose modem. So it takes LTE and 5G and have them in the same modem. So now you go back here, you got the X50 when it came out, then the 55, then the 60, 65, 70, 75. And here's the generations of all the X modems here. See? X50, 51, 52, 53. See, there's LG Advanced Pro. Shows you what that is. And then down here you go, the 5G portion of it down here. Look here. See 5G class? So you from the X50 modem all the way up to the X70 modem is regular 5G. Then once you get up here to the X75 modem, it starts at 5G advanced. So now this X35 modem is a small condensed modem for like small devices like watches or Internet of Things and stuff like that. So that's what that is. 5G reduced capability. That's what that is. So it's still 5G, but it's just reduced capability. And this even shows the 5G support. So look, X50 supported, or the release 15 on 5G was X50 to X60 modem. Release 16 5G covered the 65 and 70 modem. Release 17 covered the 35. And then release 18, which is out now, is covering the X75. And that's what's in the S24 Ultra, the X75 modem. So this kind of gives you a showdown of what's going on. And this shows you the peak speeds and all that good stuff too. All right. Then let's see. I wonder if Apple's cooking up modem-wise, Intel modem. Well, this next Apple phone coming out is going to have the X75M, which is a modified version of the X75. And it's going to be able to do DSDA properly, dual SIM properly. I just wish Samsung could get that done. So I don't know why Samsung can't get it right. Or even, I don't even know how Pixel does it with the DSDA. I think they got DSDA. So they're able to do it. Why can't Samsung do it? I don't know. And let's see. Intel modem popped into my head because I'm hoping Apple comes out with something cool after buying Intel, but 5G Advanced, it'll be hard for Apple to catch up. Yeah, for sure. Be right back. Oh, okay. So Zero Cool said he's going to be back. Well, he better hurry back because we're about to end this live stream. Maybe he got hungry. I'm ready to cook me some food too. I'm getting hungry. I got to go walk into the store too. I got to go get some more coffee and coffee cream and all that stuff. I was going to make some coffee, but I ran out. So drink some water instead. Water's good for the body. All right, so post your questions up. Oh, we got the poll. Let me get this poll done here. The poll question. Let me see. We got that poll question up. So now after you guys got this 5G presentation, let's see. Do you think 5G Advanced will make cell phones great again? So if you haven't voted yet on the poll, go ahead and vote real quick, and then we're going to close this poll out. There we go. We got 34 votes. 34 votes. Are we going to get any more votes? Let's see here. Let's see if we get any more votes here. 34. You didn't vote for the poll. Hurry up. And if you got any questions, post in the comments any kind of questions you got. If you want to look at some maps, we can do that. Whatever you guys want to do next, you tell me what you want to do. Do you want to go around the country and looking at the different where everything is, see who's got good coverage, who don't have good coverage, all that stuff. There's the whole nationwide map for Verizon. There's the nationwide for AT&T. And there's the one for Skunk Apes. All right, so let's see. Did anybody? Oh, still got 34 votes. Oh, I guess that's it. How many people is watching now? Let's see. 17 still watching right now. Okay. All right, so let's close this poll. There you go. All right, so the question is, do you think 5G Advanced will make cell phones great again? 79% of you said yes, and 20% of you said no. I'm guessing the 20% of you think that 5G Advanced is going to make things worse because of AI and the metaverse and all that stuff. That's probably what that's part of the reason why you don't think you just want to keep it at the 5G we got right now. Probably likely what it is. So, all right, let's see if we got any questions in here. Get back to the stream here. Let's see. All right. Might be unrelated, but I saw that Wi-Fi 8 might have millimeter wave spectrum. Would be nice for 5 to 10 gigs of Wi-Fi indoors. Well, guess what? Wi-Fi 7 is going to be able to do that now, because if you get a Wi-Fi 7 router, it can actually take a 320 megahertz channel on 6 gigahertz, take 160 megahertz channel on Wi-Fi or 5.8 gigahertz, and then take a 40 gigahertz channel on 2.4 gigahertz, and it can bond them together like carrier aggregation. Wi-Fi 7 is calling it MLO, multi-link operation is what they're calling it. That's what they're calling it. So that's 600 megahertz of spectrum, I think 320 plus 160 plus 40, or is that? I think it's about 600 megahertz. But you take that 600 megahertz of spectrum, and you get a Wi-Fi 7 phone, and you connect to it. Now you got 600 megahertz of spectrum coming at you. If you have 2 gig service fiber at your house, you'll be able to get 2 gig fiber straight to your phone. You get the full speed, just because you got so much bandwidth. Plus, it's 4K QAM. So the efficiency is much better. The beamforming, it's like 4x4 MIMO and everything. So Wi-Fi 7 is amazing. So Wi-Fi 7, you can get 5 to 10 gigs indoors with Wi-Fi, 100% for sure. Wi-Fi 8 standard, which I haven't even did a live stream on, but I'll be doing that sometime. I don't know, later this year, probably, maybe. I don't know. But Wi-Fi 8 is going to have 60 gigahertz millimeter, 60 gigahertz millimeter wave. It's going to carrier aggregate that also in. So you'll be able to have those big wide channels. So you'll have 1,000 megahertz channel of that. So, but the technology's got to get a little bit better, because the range on 60 gigahertz ain't very far. So if you have it in your room, it ain't going to go through the wall. The next one, it'll cover the room with you, but that's about it. Unless they have this kind of like new system out with kind of like a GigaMIMO type technology where you got 4,000 antennas transmitting and receiving at the same time, then that may let you do that. So you might be able to do that. So, but they haven't even really finished up the Wi-Fi 8 standard yet. So it's kind of early for that. So right now, if you want to have something amazing, go get you a S24, get you S24 Ultra with Wi-Fi 7 in it. Go get you a Zeus monitor. Wi-Fi hotspot. It's pretty amazing. And here, let me show you what. Let me show you this route I'm talking about. It's $700, I think. Yeah, here we go. Let me see if I find it here. Oh yeah, here it is. All right, so this is all you need right here. It's $800 plus tax. There you go. That's the only thing you need right now. Best thing with fiber is the upload speed. Symmetrical is unbeatable. Absolutely right. Show us your setup real quick. Setup? What setup? What do you mean by setup? So here is the Republic of Gamers. That's what RG stands for. Rapture GT BE98 Pro. BE is Wi-Fi 7 standard. So here it is. It's $800. You might be able to find it cheaper like on Amazon or some places, but they're just rolling this thing out. Basically, this is a quad band router. Okay. So Wi-Fi 7. Okay. So look at this. This thing will go up to 30 gigabits speed wise. It's amazing. So look at this. It has 4 radios in it. It has a 2.4 gigahertz radio that can max out at 1.3 gigs. It has a 5 gigahertz radio that can max out at 5.7 gigs. And then it has 2 6 gigahertz radios that can max out at 11 gigs each. So just imagine this, taking a 320 channel a 320 channel, a 160 channel, and you blend them together. Incredible. So I haven't got to test one of these out yet, and see here, multi-link operation. That's what that stands for. That's taking 2.4, 5, and 6, and you blend them all together like carrier aggregation on your cell phone. Look, 4K QAM. Right now we got the maximum of 1024 QAM. It's not even out on N77 yet. Okay, it's not even out yet. And then look here, Wi-Fi has already got 4K QAM. So right now 5G is behind. Wi-Fi is actually better than 5G right now. But the trouble is with Wi-Fi is it's limited only to short range because of the frequencies and the devices. So once 5G Advanced kicks in, then you're going to have a lot of these features that's going to be on the cell phone towers. And you're going to have millimeter wave, actually getting 3 miles indoors, 5 miles outdoors. So, but this is the amazing machine right here. So if you got 2 gigs or more in your house and you want to get it all the way to your phone, and this even does AI mesh too. So you can actually put one of these on each floor if you got the money. You can put one of these on each floor, and you can have 2 gigabit service from your fiber on all 3 floors of your house using this Wi-Fi 7 router. So it's very, very impressive. So, okay, streaming setup. Oh, I mean my live stream. Oh, I mean you see it right here. Basically, I got a 4K camera right here. So even though I'm only broadcasting in like 1080p, but this is a 4K camera. And yes, I do got the lighting fixed better than last night. Of course, my face is just a little dark, but I don't want that light in my face. I need to get another LED light that goes straight up to the roof and reflects back down. And then it'll fill in my face and stuff better, so I don't have to look into the light, because I don't like looking into the light. So I just tilt that down a little bit, so my face is going to be shadowed a little bit, but it's a lot better picture than last night, and that's what it was. Is when I reset it, it put all the default settings. So that's why my picture was horrible yesterday. So today I look a little bit more clear and I look a little bit better than I did yesterday. So yeah, we got the camera, we got the studio mic, got the soundboard here. We can make the skunk apes go crazy. You know, we can flush the toilet. We can do all that stuff. And then I got the computer that Carlos built for me here. I got a RTX 4070 graphics card. So nothing done. It runs like 144 hertz with no problem. I got my 1080p screen right here. And then I got my new 4K screen right here. It's a LG Ultra Gear. It's 4K with 144 hertz refresh rate. So it does good for gaming, does good for live streams and all that stuff. And that's pretty much the setup. I got the green screen back here behind me. Got the green screen. So that way you guys can see the Las Vegas. Here, let's show you here. So you can see the downtown Las Vegas. Uh-oh. It's tripping out a little bit there. Look at that. Why is it tripping out like that? Oh, it's on this side. I gotta. It's the lighting. It's the lighting. It's all about the lighting. Oh, too much. Go down just a teeny bit. There. Yeah, this thing is wigging out a little bit here. It's going crazy here. I can see it kind of like, yeah. But that's okay. But big progress. Don't forget, next week, next Wednesday night, is my 4-year anniversary live stream. Too much in my eyes there. 4-year anniversary streaming on YouTube with tech, teaching you guys about tech. So it'll be pretty fun to live stream. We'll see you next week on that. Do you hear about the Facebook outage? Nope. Apparently X, aka Twitter, had people posting about the outage. Oh boy, that's crazy. All right, so we got 14 people left in here. Some people are getting out of here. It's already getting late. It's already, it's 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's like 10:37 on the East Coast. So it's bedtime for a lot of people. So if nobody else has any more questions or want me to show you guys anything, then we're going to call this live stream. So we'll be done. But another live stream at you. Hopefully you guys learned some good stuff about 5G advanced. Let's see. Oh, here's something showing you about the frequencies here. There's 2 new frequency bands that's been approved by the 3GPP standard. Also, oh, here helps if I put it on the screen. And put it on the screen. There you go. Now it's on the screen. There you go. All right. So as you know, for millimeter wave, this is 5G FR2. So it's frequency range 2. So this is everything above 7 gigahertz, 7 gigahertz and up. Well, 7 gigahertz up to 100 gigahertz. That is FR2. Now, FR2 2, which I thought it was weird that it said FR2 2 instead of saying FR3. FR2 2 is going to be 100 gigahertz and higher. So I don't know if they're going to change that later, but that's kind of crazy. But N257 is 28 gigahertz. There's 3,000 megahertz of total bandwidth. N258 is 26 gigahertz. There's 3,250 megahertz of bandwidth there. N259 has got 4,000 gigahertz or megahertz of bandwidth. And that's 39 gigahertz. So, and then you got N260, which is what AT&T has, is 39 gigahertz. It's 37 to 40. That's 3,000 gigahertz or megahertz of spectrum. So that's basically 100 megahertz channels. Is that what that is? That's a lot of bandwidth there. And then you got N261, which is 28 gigahertz. That's what Verizon's using. And it's 850 of bandwidth. So that's why Verizon cannot do anything more than 800 megahertz, 8 carrier aggregation, 8 100 megahertz channels. They're maxed out on that. So the only way that they're going to be able to do anything is if they go to another frequency, which I don't know which one of these they own, but there's another auction that was just not too long ago that they won the frequencies. N262 is the new band. It's 47 gigahertz. There's 1,000 megahertz of frequencies here. And then N263 is 60 gigahertz. There's another 4,000 up there. Now that is the unlicensed band. So 60 gigahertz is unlicensed. So there's 4,000 up there, but the range is very, very low. So it's not until we get some 5G advanced that can take advantage of that stuff. But I don't know. I don't even think 5G advanced would make 60 gigahertz go more than like 1,500 feet. So it'll be good for indoor stuff is what it's going to be good for. But there's your frequency bands. And we can, let's see. Oh, we can actually look here. We can do this. We can look at the frequencies that they own a millimeter wave. We can do this. Let's see, operator. Let's go to Verizon first. Let's just see what they got. Let's see. All right, so we go all the way down here. Okay, so here's the license that they got. So they got they're not all these are not all nationwide frequencies either. So that's these are just regional areas for these licenses. So here's 27. There we go. That's 27 gigahertz. So that's where they have 27 gigahertz. Here's where they got 27. The other portion of it. Oh, looky here. Okay, so yes. So Verizon has nationwide 37 gigahertz. So they're the ones that, so yes. So this would be perfect for Verizon, is to keep the 28 gigahertz existing stuff on small cells with the shorter range, because they spend a lot of money on it. Keep that existing small cell type thing. And then what they need to do is when GigaMIMO comes out, launch it on 37 gigahertz. That's right. So look at that. So that's 100 megahertz right there. So that's a 100 megahertz channel. Here's another 100 megahertz. Here's another 100 megahertz. Here's another 100. So basically that's 1, 2, 3. That's 400 megahertz. Say 400. Okay, here's 500. Here's 600. 700 nationwide. Look at this. Another 100 megahertz. That's 800 right there. 900 megahertz. 1,000 megahertz right there. Look at that. Almost 1,000 megahertz nationwide. And it even keeps on going. Look at this. There's 1,100. But that's only in certain regional areas. So it starts to be not nationwide after this point. But still. And now we're going up in 38 and 39. But look at this. From 37, there's 1,000 megahertz that they own nationwide. So Verizon is in the best place right now to go with GigaMIMO on every macro site in the United States. If they do that, they will be the first one to have nationwide real 5G. We're talking about pings being 5 and speeds being 10 gigs down, 5 gigs up. If they do this, and think about this, if they carrier aggregate this with the N2 or N77 with 3.7, just 100 megahertz channel that and integrate that, it's gonna be amazing. All right, so let's look at AT&T. Let's see what they got. I know they want some license too. Let's see here. All right, so let's go down to AT&T and see what their stuff that they got. Okay, so well, here's 24, hardly anything. Very scattered. That's a little bit more nationwide. That's pretty much in the bigger cities. So there's, let's see how much that is. That's only, yeah, that's 100 megahertz. There's another 100. Yeah. So on 25 gigs, they got 200 megahertz they can deploy. And then they also got on board with a few 38. So they got the leftovers that Verizon didn't get, basically. So that's not enough to do anything with. Just isolated cities here. Yeah, AT&T is not in the best. Oh, they got, well, there's, I'm sure they can piece together something and get at least 400 or 500 megahertz. Oh, looky there. Okay. Oh, so they're one. So AT&T is the one that got the rest of the 39 gigahertz slice. So okay, so AT&T is actually set up. They can do say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's very possible that they can do 800 to 1,000 megahertz of millimeter wave nationwide with GigaMIMO too. Because I know one of you guys asked me that in the live stream there. So yeah, AT&T is set. They could do GigaMIMO nationwide with 5G Advanced. Okay, let's see how T-Mobile is. I almost don't even want to look at this. Well, I don't know. I think T-Mobile got quite a few licenses too. Let's see. All right, here's 24 gigahertz. Oh, okay. Well, they're actually set up. They can. Yeah, it looks like they can do GigaMIMO nationwide too. Yeah, they can do it. They just have to be very selective on the frequency. So they can go 25 gigahertz on GigaMIMO. They don't have very many. See, they got the leftovers that AT&T and Verizon didn't get on 38 gigahertz. So here you go. So that's how well they did on them auctions there. So, but like in the Miami market, look at there. There's 100, 200, 300, 300. That's it. Just 300. Oh, well, if they do dual band radios on the GigaMIMO where they have, multiple bands, like they can do 27 gigahertz and 38 at the same time and carrier aggregate them together, then T-Mobile could potentially, oh, here's some more. I missed this. Oh, they got 47 down here. Okay, 47. Oh, yeah, they got quite a bit. Oh, okay. Yeah, T-Mobile can do it on 47 gigahertz. I thought they were big winners for that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 400 to 500 on GigaMIMO will make a huge difference. They can at least get 5 gigs down and a gig up nationwide. So They are set also. Let's see. Okay, Dish. Here, I wanted to look at Dish. I know Dish also was a big winner too. Oh, look at this. Yeah, they got quite a few licenses too. So Dish, okay, and 24 is a no-go. Nope. They just got leftover stuff. That's not going to help them. 27 is not going to help them. Let's see. That's not going to help them. Nope. 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 Oh boy. Did they get anything nationwide? I don't think they did they? Keep going here. Nope. They're not on 37, 38, 39. Nope. 47. They got a little. See, it's very sporadic. Oh, here we go. Some markets. There's almost nationwide. Of course, they don't have the Miami market, but they 47. They. All right, yeah, 47. Okay, so there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They got 5. Okay, so they got 500 megahertz nationwide. So actually, Dish could do GigaMIMO nationwide with 500 megahertz of 47, 48 gigahertz. So they are set to do GigaMIMO too. So 5G Advance can be taken advantage by existing frequencies already owned by all the carriers. So there you go. I just want to show you guys that. There you go. All right, let's see what you guys are saying here. Let's see. Let's see. They said my early access plan Global was free on my plan until 9/3. Oh, okay. At least that's what my email said. Okay. This is what it says on my add-on. 1 gig of data plus talk test monthly. Okay. If you expect to use more than a gigabyte, then you can buy additional for 10 up to 9 times per month. Ooh. $90. Ooh. Millimeter wave does not make people glow in the dark. And don't. It's safe. Low powered stuff. Oh, you're back. Okay. There's a couple of small locations. Verizon lacks the license for. Yep. And then I would pay YouTube Premium another $5 if they added PIP. I think that's picture-in-picture feature, so I can watch more than one live stream at one time. Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. When do they plan to launch this GigaMIMO? Well, the 5G standard is coming out now, so we need the 16K QAM, unfortunately. The X80 modem is not going to have 16K QAM in it. So, I mean, it's possible they can launch it with the new antenna technology with like 1024. Well, it's actually be 256 QAM on it. So they'll be able to launch a half type version of it. But, well, the phones will be coming out later, but the tech, they can put the tech out that where it can do 256 up to 16K QAM. It's just the phones will only be able to do a small portion of it. But I would say in probably 2 to 3 years, we'll have this capability of them to go nationwide with millimeter wave. So that's what I'm saying. 2 to 3 years, maybe 4 years. So, but that's the future. But I think what we're going to have before that is I think they're going to come out with 256 by 256 massive MIMO with the full duplex subband antennas I was telling you about. Or N77 should be out in 1 to 2 years. That will make a huge difference as well. So, Tito went live for a while, but he left to eat dinner. Oh, okay. Watching multiple live streams on YouTube without needing multiple devices would be awesome. Yeah, sure would. All right, so there's 18 of you left. And there's nobody asking any other questions. So we've been live for like 2 hours and 41 minutes. And all my guests bugged out. That's the trouble about me being on the West Coast and they're on the East Coast because it's late over there. It's bedtime for everybody. So, all right. So we're going to end this live stream. So thank you everybody for tuning in and good to see everybody. And I might do another surprise live stream towards the end of the week, maybe Thursday or something. I might pop in something and just do something randomly. If not, then I'll see you guys next Wednesday. I have one already scheduled. It's already on YouTube. It's set up for Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Wednesday night, 5 p.m. over here on the West Coast. And it's going to be my 4-year anniversary live stream party. So basically, we're just going to go in there and just have fun. We're going to talk about my first days in YouTube and give you some little sample clips and stuff. Show when my studio was like really lame, and I think it's lame anyways, and, you know, compared to what it is now. So I mean, when you look at my first live stream versus today, there's a huge difference. So it's taken a little bit of money to do it, and thank you everybody for the donations, and that helps me get there. And if you haven't become a member for, here, I'm looking for it here. Here, let me find it. I have this buy me a coffee here, so let me refresh the page, make sure it's right. Yep, there it is. So here you can become a member of Buy Me a Coffee and support. And let's see, I'll put it in here so you can click on it. Now you don't have to do the fully obligated membership. You can actually go in there and just do a one-time donation. So basically, if each person watches my video and donates $1 on Buy Me a Coffee, which I get most of it, if you donate $1 on YouTube, I only get 50 cents. So if each person, you know, can do that, you know, you watch the stream, donate $1. That would be tremendous, because then that can help cover the StreamYard cost, which is $50 a month, and recover the price of the new graphics card I had to buy. It was $600. Mine went bad, so I had to buy a new graphics card. So, and then all the other expenses I got there, so too. So, but my internet's fiber is included in rent, so I don't have to worry about paying that. So everything else is included, electricity and everything. So, which makes it very nice. And yes, thank you for watching. You are ready. Ricky, my question. What's your question? Where's your question? Did you answer mine? Okay, what was your question? IS? That's not a question. Tito went live for a while. That's not a question. I would pay YouTube Premium another $5. That's not a question. I am back. Okay, so what is your question? Did you answer my question? I don't see a question. I'll answer your question, but you got to post a question. No problem. How many tabs can you leave open without your computer having a stroke? Oh, right now my computer is just barely running. You know, it's running 50%. So you got to remember, I have 32 gigs of RAM, and I'm only using half of it right now. So yeah, so this, and then of course the CPU is running at 7 or 8%. So it's a piece of cake. This thing is idling with all these tabs open, so no problem. But if you don't have a supercomputer, yeah, it's going to crash quicker for sure. Did you manage to cancel your ride? Yep, I did. Yep, it was a horrible process. I tried to cancel. They refused to cancel me. They kept trying to convince me to stay. And then so I had to go through the office of the president and make a complaint. And then after that complaint, and after the screenshot I showed where it clearly showed that I told them to cancel my thing and they refused, and then they just run me around. So they saw that, they said, okay, we're going to cancel you, and they zero balanced me. I took the box, I took it to the Verizon store, give it back to them, and they shipped it back. So yeah, thanks to the office of the president for Verizon, they got me canceled and everything. So yeah, I got rid of it. It was good. But now that I'm here in Vegas, I don't need it because I got fiber. So all good to go. Let's see what other questions. Does Xfinity Mobile carrier law? Oh, that one from earlier tonight. Oh, okay. I actually don't know how they do that. So Xfinity Mobile Carrier lock the phone with software or code. I think it's a code. I think the software unlocking is all a code basically. Basically you go in there and you just enter the code in and it unlocks. I'm not too familiar, but the person that would know that answer 100% for sure is Josh, and PA Tech Josh. He's really good about unlocking phones and stuff like that. So if you have a way to DM him, then you can direct message him on Twitter. Or like when I talk to him next time I talk to him, I'll ask him about it and see what we can do for you there. See if he has an answer. How's that sound? Is Hans customer service email the office of the president? I don't know. I don't remember what the email address was. I just know I got it and I emailed it. They responded back. And yep. I think that's a possibility. It might be. Because I remember seeing something about Hans in the thing over there. All right, sounds good. All right, well, I'm getting kind of hungry. I gotta go upstairs and make me some food. So I think we'll make some Alfredo chicken, or maybe I'll just walk over to the store because it's only like 8:00 now. It's still kind of early. I think I'm just gonna walk to the store and pick something up to cook. Pick up some goodies and make some supper. Get some more coffee cream and all that stuff. All right, so thank you everybody for your love and support. Thank you for tuning in. And until the next one. Till the next live stream. Today was voting day. Oh, okay. And time for food. Members only. Heck yeah. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me get rid of the screen here. All right. Well, I'm going to play the intro videos for the drone so you can kind of watch that, and then we'll cancel this thing out. So have a good night. Enjoy. We'll see you later. RLV Tech USA, over and out.